It's something you do all the time.
Yeah. Where do you write things down?
Nowhere. In my notepads.
Yeah, what's the difference? I have a notebook.
On my phone. I don't know, because I'm just you're analog and I'm digital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It sounds like it would be a great line to throw at someone in a rap battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're analog and I'm digital.
Yeah, they would love that one.
But I don't know, depending on who you ask, analog might be better.
That's right, exactly.
Like, to nerds like me, I'm like, yeah, analog sound is better.
Well, don't forget your forefathers. The notebooks came, so that way you could have a digital notepad on your telephone, okay?
Right. Let's loop everyone in to Sessions with Mary Jane, Brendan O'Brien, Reena Ezra, Jordan Freed. And Brendan, would you like to introduce our guest here?
Oh, yeah. So this man goes by many names. You might know him in different circles in different places. You may know him as the artist formerly known as DJ Booty Jr. His name is Jose Velez, and he is here to stay.
A lot of nicknames, a lot of AKAs.
Also, if there's anybody listening from my past and living in New Orleans, this is a different Jose Velez. Because I know another Jose Velez.
It's a super common Hispanic name. It's just the most popular name. Yeah, it's just the most popular name. Yeah. And then there's only so many last names you can have if you're Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
You're only allowed a few.
Yeah.
It's very confusing, though, when you're, like, trying to search for somebody on social media. Because you get confused all the time. Because you're just like, oh, that's an odd thing for Jose to post, and then it was the other Jose.
Yeah, there's like 7 Jose Velezes in my family. Then you're probably on Facebook with like Puerto Rican NYPD officers.
Yeah,
who just want to be like, oh no, like, you know, if they didn't do crimes.
Yeah, and Jose makes it even harder because he's notoriously switched his Twitter handle several times to the point where I'll like look at a Twitter handle and not know who it is, and 9 times out of 10 it's just Jose with a different Twitter handle.
Yeah, I've had a lot.
Yeah.
L. Ron Pornhubbard was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Blicky Martin was good. I wish I remembered all of them. Yeah. I wish it would let you like save, like bookmark your names.
Did you? So Jack Dorsey's first tweet actually is like going for like a lot of money, right? Like
like $25 million.
Like a printed out.
A print of it, yeah.
Fungible, whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's a non-fungible
token, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
I'm so behind on cryptocurrency and stocks and everything like that. So what is NFT? Because I've been seeing...
Oh, don't look at me.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I know.
Not like non-fungible token, right?
I think it's just the blockchain equivalent to like having an art like certificate of authenticity. Yeah. So basically, like, if you wanted to sell this digital file to somebody else, it would just go onto the blockchain after that, and you'd probably buy it for Bitcoin or some shit. Yeah. Or I don't even know. We'll have digital dollars ridiculous. By then.
Yeah.
But it's digital. Anybody can have a like. It's not. What is the original when it comes to that? I don't know.
It's hazy because it comes back to like I guess intellectual property, who distributes it.
Yeah.
Like I think it was Kings of Leon, maybe.
Yes.
It was like accepting NFTs for their new album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who the hell wants to listen to a new Kings of Leon album?
I don't know. I don't know.
And then have this really complex currency that you have to use to buy it.
Yeah.
Well.
Like I already didn't want it, but now I have to like use Coinbase or whatever to transfer a crypto into a crypto. Or whatever, you know, like
But when you think about who Kings of Leon is probably playing for right now, they're probably playing for like tech bros who have like millions and millions of dollars to spend on shit and just like want to like throw money at shit that they like from their childhood.
Yeah.
You know.
Does Kings of Leon slap? Do they have good songs?
I like their early stuff.
Yeah,
when they're like
I think they do.
Rock,
I like Molly's Chambers. Molly's Chambers has some good
good
stuff.
Yeah.
That has Molly's Chambers.
That's good
it.
stuff.
Young manhood.
Yeah.
We know from what Brendan has told us, you know a lot about music.
Yeah.
And you know a lot about this next category.
That's right.
So I'm just going to throw it to Brendan just because I want to make sure we get the challenge out of the way so you can start thinking.
That's right, Jose. So you're about to be challenged to something. You have to name a list of things that I'm going to tell you right now. How do you feel?
Wait, excuse me?
Yeah, so part of the show. Good. So this is good for the listeners who are finding out the rules of the show also. So we're going to give you a list of things you have to name throughout the course of the show. It's just whenever you think of them, you say them, and we see how many you got on the list, and see how you go. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
What?
You're pretty...
All right, so wait. It's on me to name a list of things that I just remember off the top of my head.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be anything specific.
It is specific.
He's going to tell you.
You're not going to name me a random list.
I was like,
tell him the
why?
list. No, say what the list is.
How would you make me do that?
All right.
That's why he was like, what?
So the list of things you have to name is, you have to name as many or all of the people who have held the WWE Championship.
Wow. That's so
How many's on that?
Yeah.
How many's on that?
There's 52, and then a couple that they dispute, which is weird that they can dispute that, but...
Damn, bro.
Yep. And
that's a lot.
And you have to name all their reigns. You have to just name the name of the wrestler.
Stage
wow.
name?
Yes.
Or their wrestler name.
Yeah. I don't think
they also have a first name, last name.
Some of them, yeah.
I have to tap back into my brain of like, when did like the WWF and the WWE separate? If I name someone old, does that count?
Oh, it's anyone who's held the WWE/WWF championship.
Okay.
Like that single championship.
Old school.
Yeah,
and
old.
new school.
That's right.
That's a lot.
All the schools, yeah. So like, you know what? then you whenever you think of one, you just say it, and it goes on the list.
And then that's just, if you guys are talking, can I be rude and just interrupt and say,
yeah.
We hope you do.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've had people don't even ask. That's very kind, or
Yeah.
that you brought that up. People just do it, and we understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's
you
gonna
get
be
the
a struggle for
championship.
power tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're gonna weave in and out and go off on tangents because
Right.
we want to know, who you are.
Stone
Find
Cold
out
Steve
who you
Austin.
There it is, and we have one on the board.
That's how I feel.
nice.
Why-
Also, Jordan and I will probably not know many of who you list.
Yeah, so you guys
Okay,
are gonna have
cool.
to make a lot of
Because we're
pop
not-
culture-y references.
Well, do you guys know Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Fuck
I've
no.
heard it.
I know nothing about wrestling.
Really?
I mean,
I know very, very little.
I know some
I'll
stuff.
watch it every once in a while,
Yeah.
like offhanded, and then I don't watch regularly enough to understand what's going on long term.
But you guys know a ton.
I'm somewhere in the middle because like I fell off like in the 210s and then I tapped back in and out because my little brothers and like I took them to WrestleMania when it was at East Rutherford. That was sick, man. You don't understand it until you're there. I'm just like on TV. I'm like, yeah, I understand why people don't like this, but then you go, it's like a freaking concert.
Yeah.
It's like Triple H's theme song is sang by Motorhead. And he just like spits water at people and just
But
like
it's a show. It's a
lot.
performance.
It's lights,
They've
camera,
got it.
action, bro. It's everything.
Yeah.
There's fireworks. The fireworks
Whoa.
budget alone is like ridiculous.
It's $1 trillion business.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
it's insane. Like a publicly traded company where people are fake fighting.
And they only get richer and richer the more and more they go on too.
Bro, The Rock is the highest paid actor in the world right now. Also,
Yeah.
The Rock.
All
Dwayne
right.
The Rock Johnson. So The Rock is like the highest paid person in Hollywood. And it's insane. And like John Cena is on his way also. John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena everyone knows who John Cena is now. And
So
that's
every wrestler basically
ridiculous.
becomes an actor. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
well, they are actors though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, true.
the transition is so easy because it's like there's some really shitty actors who are
Yes.
just big guys, but then the guys who
Yes.
could do both is just like, damn, and you're attractive. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I think that's why Vin Diesel got mad about the Rock situation too, because I think he was just like he was already like jealous and like was kind of trying to hog the Fast and Furious movies. And then The Rock came in, and I think there was a lot of people probably from the outside that like felt like he was an outsider and was not going to make it. And then now he's like, it costs so much money to do anything with The Rock because The Rock is just so valuable.
He has a show right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like part of the premise is him running for president. I feel like they're just training us to be like ready for a Rock presidency.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it on
Because it's
Showtime?
I think it's on like it's on
Was it
like
Balls?
primetime
Is it
like
Balls?
cable television.
It's like NBC or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he is
Or
on
CBS.
Ballers, yeah, which is on
oh.
Showtime. I
Oh,
think.
so that is. Oh, I thought you were talking about that show.
No, like it's a show called Young Rock, and it's like his
Oh,
life.
yes, Brendan, you told me about
And then
this.
like
yes,
part
yeah.
of it somehow ties into him running for president.
I didn't know
and
that.
I'm
I
like,
didn't
they're
know
just
that, dude.
conditioning us. Like this is primetime television.
Yeah.
Mad old people are gonna watch it just because they don't change the channel.
Yeah.
Not because they actually don't want to watch it. They're just stuck watching The Rock.
Oh God! Who could take The Rock down?
Nobody, bro.
It's gonna be Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but we
versus
finally
The
have
Rock.
somebody. We
I
have
would love
somebody
that.
who
Republican
actually
nomination.
looks like he could beat the shit out of Putin.
Yeah.
We've never had a single president who looked like he could do that to Putin.
Nah, Putin looks svelte though, bro. He is jacked. Like
Yo, that would be the fight of the
Yeah, but
millennium.
he's short.
He has
but
the
he's short.
But
Rock
he has
is,
the
Rock's
crazy,
how tall.
the crazy old man body. Like you ever see like the fucking picture of him riding a horse with his shirt on?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Vladimir
Rich.
Putin's some cold motherfucker, bro.
He's an
Yeah.
No
office.
shirt on, and he's in Russia, and he's riding a horse, and he leads
Yeah.
the country.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I mean, you want to meet him one day? Like what you were
Putin,
saying?
nah, I'm not fanboying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Who would beat Putin? Like who has?
The Rock, probably. I mean, that's a good fight.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
If we're talking world leaders, though, bro, I don't know.
I don't even know if Obama would have won a fight, TBH.
Nah, bro. Putin's got, like, he's seen some shit, bro. Like, I'm sure Obama's seen some shit, too, definitely. But, like, Putin's, like, he's a monster,
He's
bro.
fit,
He's just a monster.
Yeah.
Like, mentally, physically, he's a problem, you know? I don't know.
Was wrestling, like, how did you know so much about this? Or you said, I know you're, like, in the middle, but, like, was this, like, a childhood thing for you?
Yeah, at a very young age. Like, my dad loved wrestling. Like, my mom didn't want us watching it or anything like that, but, like, my dad loved wrestling. Like, he used to go to, like, Madison Square Garden of the time and go see, like, Andre the Giant.
Oh, wow.
And, like, Hulk Hogan.
Wow.
And, like, you know, just, like, classic dudes. And that was, like, 80s wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And dudes are just, like, on steroids and just, like, on the wildest drugs. Just fighting.
WWE, do you know, has been around how long?
I have no idea off the top of my head.
So, like, how many decades of wrestling
So Vince McMahon, like the Vince McMahon that is like alive now and runs WWE, he's the junior to the senior. Vince McMahon Senior was running the WWF before it was the WWF. It was the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, and then Vince McMahon.
His dad was also an asshole. They like both like just really bad on how they.
I think they both are just businessmen, but I would say that the junior is probably even more of a like ruthless businessman because. Because like in wrestling, there used to be like a territory system where like each part of the country had their own like territory and you didn't cross over, or like you did, but it was like under an agreement. And then Vince McMahon Jr. came in with all his money and just wiped out the territory system and made the WWE basically the only wrestling company for many years.
Well, what do you think about the other company? What's the other one?
Oh, AEW.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I don't know enough about it to speak on it. Honestly.
Have you not seen any of their stuff?
I've seen like my brother watches it, so I've like tapped in and out, and it's just all older like WWE guys, and then just like new people that I've just never heard of.
Yo,
so
Brendan, you watch it a lot.
I tap in and out. I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think that's probably a lot of people who either were or like wanted to be fans, because it's like hard to get into, especially without the fans there, you know. And there's like a lot of live entertainment, like sports, definitely like a lot of them suffered, and like. It like WWE or it's like wrestling in general. It's just like one of those things where if you don't have people there, it's like seeing like a comedy show with no audience. It's like a lot of the energy and the appeal isn't really there.
Yeah.
So
They made it work though, bro.
Yeah,
they made that shit work. Like Vince McMahon made more money in the pandemic like than he has in years.
Yeah,
just because like that's the only thing you could do. Like you could simulate everything because just like.
That's great.
The camera angle, you can shoot it like a movie.
Yeah.
Like you're watching a movie basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now it's just like, we don't have to hide things from a live audience, and we could just still have faces on screens. Like what they do is have these like TV screens, have people's faces, and they do canned crowd noises. Like that is just like this dude like created a whole world. It's insane, and like people go with it because there's like, what else are you gonna watch in a pandemic? You can't watch. You really couldn't watch sports up until this year.
Yeah, it's very Westworldly in the sense that like Vince McMahon is kind of like he literally calls it the WWE universe, and like they like have their own like reality of like things that go on in there. Like a lot of there's like people who like they like pretend like they are someone's father, and like in the world of WWE like it's all real because like that's like kind of what it was based off of. It was like trying to pretend that it was real.
Yeah.
And anything that happens outside in like their universe does not exist in their universe.
Wow.
Yep.
Shawn Michaels.
Yep. Yep.
You can write that down.
Oh yes.
Did you list too?
Yeah, I said Rey Mysterio also.
Oh, I thought you were just like mentioning Rey Mysterio and like
no.
Brendan is so
happened. I'm
into
like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, I'm just following the rules.
Darn, we could have given this challenge to Brendan.
Have you guys seen amateur?
episode.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Have you guys seen amateur fights before?
Never.
Or, like, yeah.
Yeah, I never got that close to it. I'm not like obsessed with it. Like I never wanted to do it. Like I know people that have done the shit, like done like the whole like wrestling school.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah. And when I was a kid, there was a time where I was like, yo, I could just get jacked and do that.
Yeah.
Just take steroids, get a couple shitty tattoos, wear underwear. Not that far. And it's kind of like sad. They're like hurting themselves. Like it's bad enough when like the professionals are doing it. And like these people are like, yo, how many of these guys like break their neck in like a middle school gym in front of 6 people because they want to be in the WWE one day?
Yeah.
That's wild. And there's just no protection. It's just like, yo, you make a mistake chasing a dream and then it's over.
Yeah.
And even people who do make it, like they'll break something and be like, yeah, it's over. It's like you're not good anymore.
Is it true that some of them don't even like retire, or when they do retire, they don't find, because they die before age 65, because they always have complications, so they never even get their what is it, their health insurance, their plan, their money, or whatever it was that was set up for them.
I don't even know if they have, like, I don't even know the plan.
Do they not?
The CTE causes them not to get their pension.
Yeah.
Pension,
trying to get through in the high stoop.
Aren't they like, they're like independent contractors?
Yeah, Vince McMahon doesn't, they don't get
crazy.
insurance.
Yeah. So what, they're on a 1099,
contractors.
like they don't even, like, they're not even, they're employees, but they're like not somehow, he just found legal loopholes.
Yeah.
And then you have to go see their doctors and
Thanks,
stuff like that.
Uber.
Yeah.
You guys rule.
Yeah,
thanks for letting us be free and have our own company.
Thank you, Uber.
Yeah, so many people are doing that. That's the way now to do independent contractors.
It's so
it just makes it's better for the business.
Yeah,
it's so crazy. I was working for a movie company, not like a production company, not a movie company. Let me not say that. It sounds stupid. A production company, and we were freelance, and we were making a show for Discovery Channel, and I'm like, it's the fucking Discovery Channel.
Wow.
Like, how do they not have? I don't know. I just like the way.
A lot of them do that. Yeah.
Yeah, the way it was explained to me is so different than what I thought the business actually was, and I just got out immediately because I'm like, this is not sustainable. Like everyone I'm living with, like everyone I'm working with, like lives with like 3 roommates.
Yeah.
And they're all on the same schedule because they all work on the same. I'm just like, this is so toxic. I can't get into this.
Wow.
How long did you do that for?
Like almost a year.
Yeah.
People talk to you like you're a dog, bro. It's crazy. And I'm just not built for that. I'm not the one.
Yeah.
Like, I got fired from one of the movie shoots.
Was it before or after Me Too? Because I feel like sets changed a little bit after Me Too.
I think it was before that.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely, like, right before that. I was working on a project, and just, like, there was a van, and I was a PA. Like, I got in right after college. And there was a van with all, like, the camera equipment. And they brought everything for, like, an indoor shoot. Like, everything was happening inside. And then it's like pouring rain out, and the key PA, which doesn't mean shit, he got paid the same as me. They just give him a title so he could, trip people, just like trip on power.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, I think you should watch the van and make sure nobody breaks into it. And it's like pouring rain, and we're in Greenpoint, I think, like by the water. And I'm just like, yo, I'm just getting so wet out here. And dude's just like, yeah, you should stay out here and watch the van. And I was like, oh, nah, everything's inside. And there's a lock on the door. And the people with the keys, they're inside. So I'm going inside. I'm not standing out here. He's like, nah, I think it'd be best for the production if you did. And I was like, yo, I'll tell you what, if you're so fucking worried about the truck, bro, how about you stand the fuck outside? I don't have health insurance. So I'm going inside. If that's a problem, bro, you let me know. And I just walked in, and the director, like, kind of grabbed my arm and pulled me outside. And she's like, who the fuck do you think you are? You can't talk to people like that. And I'm just like, yo, you're out of your mind. I'm like, you're all crazy. Like, how the fuck are you talking to another person like this?
I can just imagine her saying that and Jose being like, but, like, what the fuck?
I looked at her. I was like, yo, I
talking
quit.
to her just like, Reena.
I was like, yo, you're bugging. I'm leaving. Fuck this. I quit. I was like, if you don't shut the fuck
Good
up, I'm about
for
to go in
you.
there and flip all the crafty
for
tables
you.
over. Because y'all are fucking crazy. No one's going to talk to me like this.
That is one of the reasons I think that we kind of like gravitated towards doing our own independent productions.
Yeah.
Because we were just like, if we're gonna work long hours no matter what, why should we not work those long hours towards like our own
Building
production
your own
at this
shit.
point?
Yeah.
Like, people expect you to know all that shit anyway if you want to be like an actor or if you want to be a director. Like, they make you know everything.
Yeah.
Like, there is no just like, hey, I want to show up and just work a little bit. Like,
No.
now they're just like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. You got to
Yeah.
drive around New York City in a box truck for $150. Like,
It's crazy. Yo, and they don't respect you, bro. Like, nobody respects you. There's no, like, you have no rights on that set.
Yeah, well,
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing. We create our own culture in the workplace. If you think about, like, everybody is treated respectfully. I don't know, like, anybody we work with, they're, a human being. Yeah, like you said, it's not that. I don't know. It's just not that hard.
It's really
this is
predatory.
a person. You take care of them, and like they're in your bubble. Like you have, yeah.
Yeah, it's like so predatory for them because they prey on people who like love movie shit.
Yeah.
They're just like, yo, movies are my life.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do this. I want to be like Scorsese. And they don't end up doing shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about movies or nothing like that. Like, I watch movies. I just watch the shit. I'm just like, yo, this is good or this is bad. And the movies I really like, maybe I'll watch 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm like, yo, y'all are not about to be talking to me like this. Like, I don't like this shit. I'll slap the shit out of everybody on this set, bro. Like, I'm not the one.
yeah.
Just, like, the things you had to deal with, like,
David Russell, come here.
Yeah, paying for things out of pocket.
Back
People would tweet me like, yo, he's on set. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like, the guy, like, some lady on SVU was on set one time. I don't even know her name. Everyone was like, oh, she's on the set. I was like, who the fuck is that, bro? I don't know who the fuck that is.
It's so great. You should just make your job is to make celebrities humble.
Yeah.
Because you just treat you're just like everybody else. You're just another person.
One of the guys from Star Trek was working
pedestal.
on it, and he was just being a dick. Like the new Star Trek, I forget his name. I think he played Picard on the new Star Trek.
Is it a TV show or a movie?
No, the movie, like the newer movies.
Wait, isn't that Patrick Stewart? Isn't he Picard?
No, he was who plays Picard in the new movies?
Wait, is he in the new movies?
I don't think he is.
Well, we'll find
Maybe
out.
it's not Picard. I don't know anything about Star Trek.
I don't either.
Or is it Spock? Maybe it was Spock. Whatever.
Oh, is that Zachary Quinto?
Maybe. Yes,
yeah,
it was. It was.
Yeah.
Bro, he was such a dick. Like, he was just a
Oh,
guy.
really?
I didn't know who he was. He's just being a dick on set.
Just because he
They're
can.
like, oh my god, that's Zachary Quinto. And I'm like, yo, that guy's been a dick all morning. Like, he's just been such a rude person. I don't know if he's like someone's dad, like one of the set parents or like whatever. I don't know him from a hole in the
Or
wall.
was he going through something?
I don't give a shit. You're richer than me, bro. Get it together. The fuck?
Oh,
I don't feel bad for celebrities, bro. I really don't.
Funny, I love your attitude.
Yeah, just like, yo, fuck
So
you. I don't
great.
care. You're being mean to people who make
So
no
great.
money. How you gonna be mean to a
I
PA,
think that's
bro?
a solid point.
I don't know, man. It's horrible.
It's just the legend though. It's definitely the legend that's just like grown. Like people just think about it as like it's larger than life, but they don't realize that they're fucked because Gen Z does not give a shit. Like they're just like, I will watch the most random motherfucker do something, and that will be my hero for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like the ocean spray dude is like everybody's hero.
Yeah.
That man has never like has he ever stepped foot around a movie set? No. But like he made this amazing award-winning video that everybody now follows.
Yeah. Yo, viral people are movie stars, bro. Damn Daniel is a movie star. Like all those kids, like that's what everyone talks about more than the movies. I think like kids talk about memes more than they do about movies now.
I think so.
It's crazy. Like Gen Z is wild. I fuck with them though, man. They're like aggressive. They're not like millennials because we just have all these ideas and we're on the right track. We don't want to fight for shit. We think we're too good. These motherfuckers are like, yo, I'm taking down capitalism, bro.
I think our generation's more entitled than Gen Z, but then sometimes I think it's either, I don't know. I go back and forth with that, but I feel like Gen Z is just very like they're just like,
sometimes I think
we're
they
here
hate
to
Gen Z.
Yeah,
I'm on the brink.
They're all like nihilists, bro. They're just like, yo, I don't give a fuck if I live or die, bro.
Yeah, like
I'm 32 years old and I will die for this shit.
Wait, what's the age range of Gen Z? Is like anyone born now is
1995
backwards?
It's 95?
Yeah. 95.
When were you born?
95.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. And like I used to, so I always was like, oh, like millennials are anybody who was like a child and young person who remembered 9/11.
Yeah.
And now that I'm getting older, I remember 9/11 less because your memory just goes.
Yeah.
And then
Oh my God, it's
now
going
I'm officially
already?
Gen Z because I don't remember 9/11.
Yeah.
oh my god.
I don't like getting caught up in like the Gen Z millennial whatever, but it's just so easy as a point of reference.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so easy because anytime anyone's called me a millennial, it's not being nice. It's
Right,
like,
right.
It's always
it is
has a
all-
negative
yes,
connotation.
Yeah.
And like calling people boomers and like, I don't know, man. I think we got to get rid of that. I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
Because you just like, someone calling you a millennial, I take it personally. I'm just like, yo, what did you mean by that? Like, what did I just do that pissed you off?
Yeah.
Do you needed to call me a millennial?
Do you feel that way if it's like someone who's not a millennial and also like if a millennial called you a millennial, would that be the same reaction?
Nah, then I think you're a weirdo. If you're like talking, if you're just
Hello,
like,
fellow
yeah, us
millennial.
millennials, you know what we do. Remember, only 90s kids remember the Rugrats and Hey Arnold. I hate that it's a personality type. Like, you go to TJ Maxx now, and it's all just like, have you been to a department store lately?
No.
Bro, it's all just like Rugrats, fucking Hey Arnold, fucking Pulp Fiction, like all 90s screen printed t-shirts. And that's like a personality trait now.
Yeah.
That's a trend.
Yeah, like doing a
That's
Throwback
like a-
Thursday show.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, yeah, we all seen Keenan and Kel. Like, it's not, there's only so many channels. Like,
Yeah.
really,
we
like,
went from channel, what was that, 30, 31, 32?
yeah.
Yes.
Was or 31, 32, 33?
It was Disney,
Yeah.
Cartoon Network, and then Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
The hardest combo right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just flipping in between.
Yeah, you were never gonna lose. Like even like there was a
good.
and, like,
So
and if there's a
good.
lull in one of the channels, the other two would pick up the slack. There was
Yeah.
always something good to
It
watch.
made it so quick, too, though.
Yeah.
So efficient. Are you kidding me? Like,
Sick.
3 in a row?
Yeah.
One button. You go from SpongeBob to Ed, Edd and Eddy. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, look, I'll never get up. I'll
Nah.
never get up because when one's on commercial, the other one, you just never you got to remember to drink and pee. But I definitely watched TV for like an entire summer once, or would just like sit and just stayed at home like I didn't. And I do not think those were wasted hours.
Nah.
Burning through SpongeBob, bro. Yeah. Watching every episode.
Hey Arnold. Yeah.
Yeah, you would watch it from day to night, and then the intro to Hey Arnold would be dark out, and then Hey Arnold would be on. You'd be like, oh, it's also dark out.
And those theme songs. Love
Slap.
Great theme
Love
songs.
It.
Yep.
Love it.
What's me and my brother were talking about this. What is the best sitcom theme song
of all time?
Of all time. I have that, and then I have a tidbit of information because you're gonna say one of these two theme songs.
Okay.
If you're saying the right answer.
Someone's calling me from Montana. Should I answer?
Cars Limited. Put it on speaker. Cars Limited warranty. $5 on it right now.
I hope it's not real. Hello?
Hello. This message is for anyone who has a federal student loan.
No.
Hang up. They know you're alive, bro. You fucked up.
No. We've
Still
got
dead.
his voice.
No.
He's alive.
Yeah.
Chief, we got him. Been years, but we got him.
Put him in the bag. Best. I mean, I'm an Office guy, so I think.
Oof.
He kinda loves that, yeah.
Wrong answer, pal.
I mean, really, it's probably Family Ties or like Full House, but like.
Family Ties?
Or Family Matters.
Yeah.
Family Matters, yeah.
Yeah, those are the right answers.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's two answers to that question.
Is it both
right.
those?
They're both right.
Wow.
That's Seinfeld?
Seinfeld's good. Just a little, the bass slap. It's pretty hot. It goes off.
We hear you are a music man.
No, but what's your favorite? What's my
favorite theme song?
Yeah.
For sitcom?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to think about that.
Batista. At the
What's
list.
Batista?
He's a wrestler.
Oh.
I forgot about the rest
I
of
was
it.
like, is that a sitcom?
Nah, come on. What's your favorite theme song for a sitcom? On the spot.
I don't know. I don't know on the spot. I don't like. I don't think I have a favorite.
Okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I have a favorite.
Full House, Family Matters, Full House, sang by the same guy.
Whoa.
Sang by the same guy, bro.
Wow.
Whoa.
And they're both the best. Like, if you pick either one of those songs, you're right.
Wait, what's his name?
I forget the name of
Is iCarly a sitcom?
Wait, you can't use your phone.
I can't use my phone. Okay.
That's right, you're in lockdown, baby. This is a
Damn,
serious
bro.
game.
You have
Serious.
to go into the wormhole, yeah.
Okay. I gotta think.
Yeah, that's right. Here
No, I'm not even gonna pretend like I can remember this from memory. But look it up. The guy who sang the Family Matters theme song and the Full House theme song is the same guy.
We don't have a fact checker. That's our PA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're listening right now, so you know what to do.
Yeah, paying him in coffee grounds.
That's right. And we sprinkle it down from
Paying him
the
in-
top window.
Paying him in clout.
Yeah. Yep. Cloud's valuable, man. It's like Bitcoin.
That is definitely the most valuable currency, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Attention.
Yeah.
What do you think the craziest thing you've seen somebody do for clout is?
Damn.
Personally.
Like,
that you could actually, like, blast on this podcast right now.
yo. Oh, man.
You don't have to use names if that would help.
Nah,
you.
I'm just trying to think, because there's just, like, a lot of people for clout.
I know in the comedy world that shit gets crazy where people are very leechy and kind of just show up to shows and then they'll act like your best friend and then you'll be like, oh, hey, like, can I get on a show, like, in the next 7 months? And then, like, they just never hit you up and you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, like, what the fuck?
Oh, for clout. Like, I've seen people do, like, crazy things in public. Like, you know, just, like, jump off of something or just, like, act erratically in a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Just for, like, front-facing phone cameras. Have you seen a person doing a TikTok in person?
No, I
On the
wish.
street? It's wild.
We're in small town America.
No.
You have to, like, let us in a little bit more.
Yeah.
I feel like you're probably in
I work in the
crowded
city,
areas.
so it's just, like... I saw a girl, like, they have, like, a whole rig. Like, this girl had a whole, like, iPhone, like, tripod rig going on. And she was doing, like, some dance, and you couldn't really hear it. I think she was wearing headphones, probably, because she was, like, rhythmically... She looked like she was on beat, I guess. Like... But it's just so strange to see, and everyone's just kind of walking by, and everyone avoids it. They're like in and out. It's just, I don't know. It's wild. Like, that's crazy to me.
They're
like,
the new performance art.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok is. I think I'm not too old to understand it, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's not for me, bro. Like, anyone who's like talking about any grown person that's like over 25. That's like putting TikToks up. I'm like, yo, I don't know, man. That's a little suspect to me.
Do you want to make a TikTok of you saying that to TikTok?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm mentally ill enough to just like hold the camera.
Like ill, like
just,
sick,
talk.
like mentally with it.
Like, you know, like you watching YouTubers, just like, hey guy, like talking to an audience of nobody kind of thing. That's like crazy to me.
Yeah.
I just don't think
Jose.
People get into it, man. People get really like into it to an
Yeah.
audience of nobody, and they just like do their makeup and hair and like ring light, like just so many things that go with it.
There's a ring light right behind you, actually.
Oh snap! I never
Yeah.
seen one in person.
Yeah,
actually.
yo, I gotta say, I didn't really know a lot about them until recently. They fucking work. They do the job.
Lighting is everything, man.
Yeah.
You need lighting for everything.
Yeah, it's very deep.
Yeah. I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like, yeah, lighting, man. You know,
Yeah.
it's essential.
Lighting just like lights up the world,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah.
Be the light you want to see in this world or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's
The
what
thing
it
that
is.
sucks about lighting is you could take like 12 hours to set up lighting if you really want to, and if you
Yeah.
really want to make it look beautiful.
Yeah.
But then it's also like you're paying people to be there,
Yeah.
or they're there for free, and they're
Yeah.
pissed that they're there for free and waiting for you to set up lighting.
Right. Well, it's the only way to really test is like having the person there, right? Because just like skin tones and hues and like hair color, eye color, like stuff like that about your face. You know, you could probably set the rig up, but like to actually get it right.
Yeah,
need a person
I guess
sitting
you
there.
could do stand-ins for the most part,
That's
or
true.
just like having the PA sit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess maybe that's just get in the space the day before if you can.
Yeah.
That's the lesson.
Yeah.
Set
Is
up
Drake and
every
Josh a sitcom?
I think so,
Yeah,
right?
I
I've
count
just been
that.
thinking about.
I
Okay, so
count
I
that.
definitely I love that.
That's
I
a
love
good
that song.
one.
Yeah.
And he wrote that and Drake Bell and the iCarly one, so I do like those.
Bro,
both.
Drake Bell.
Mm.
Do you know what's going on with Drake Bell right
Yeah,
now?
not good shit, right?
Drake Bell. Okay, like I don't know about that.
Oh.
It was just all like overwhelmingly positive.
Disclaimer: he had a lot of head trauma. Right?
Yeah,
he got
like-
into a bad car accident.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like years ago, it was like got into a really bad car accident, and they were just like it kind of was like under the radar because Drake and Josh wasn't popping anymore, I guess.
Mhm.
And then Drake was getting like whatever. No, Josh was getting really skinny and like doing other acting shit.
Yeah.
So he was like whatever, and then it was like a Drake Bell got in a horrible car crash,
Mm.
and like all he does is like
He was on a
make
motorcycle?
music. No, I don't know if it was a
Oh.
motorcycle or a car. I forget.
Oh.
But he was making music post that and like trying to get his music career started.
Mhm.
And then just like they said he might never play guitar again, like after the
Yeah.
accident, and I was just like, oh, and then you kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah.
And then my brother showed me this video. He's like, yo, Drake Bell is on this show, No Jumper. It's this rap interview show with this like sus host. I don't know, the guy's Adam something, and he's just sus, and he has like a bunch of weird shit going on, a bunch of allegations. Yeah, and then Drake Bell is just
Okay.
sitting there smoking a backwoods, bro. Just smoking a blunt. On like a show where like rappers, like up and coming rappers go on. He's like, yeah, we got Drake Bell. And he's just smoking the
Oh
fattest
my
backwoods.
God.
And I'm just
Oh
like,
my
yo,
God.
what the hell is going on right now? I'm living in a simulation. Time is not real. What is happening? And he's just facing a blunt, talking whatever. And then I found out he moved to Mexico and
Yes.
only started making music in Spanish.
Yes.
He started fluently
You've ever listened
speaking
to it?
Spanish. Yes, it's fucking good. I'm just like, why is Drake Bell doing this? Drake Bell's good everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
He's good in Mexico.
Okay, but then Jordan's the one who told me, what was it that Drake Bell was he also being like inappropriate to women? Was that what was the thing you told me that was bad?
Oh god, I'm too high for this. I think that.
Since you told me something about him and
he
you're
was-
like,
I
oh,
think
but
he's
something.
very Trumpy. I don't know if he has
Okay.
any allegations otherwise about
I'm gonna look
him.
up.
Yeah,
Find
don't
out
know if
because I
he's
don't want
just-
to. I don't want to be like, yo, Drake Bell is that guy, and then be like, oh, he did some foul shit.
No, I thought there was. Okay. We'll
Don't meet
get
your
to
heroes,
it.
He
man.
did cover Tengo La Camisa Negra,
Damn,
the Juana song,
dude,
a banger.
I was just listening to it. I was like, how? What? Like, yo, Drake Bell could go anywhere, bro. Everyone fucks
Yeah.
with Drake Bell.
Yeah. Do you think he'll ever come back to the States? Or you
Yeah,
think
his ex-girlfirl accused him of past abuse.
Oh, well,
But
fuck
he
Drake
denies
Bell,
it.
then.
you-
Fuck everything I just said about Drake Bell. He's a coward. He's a fucking coward. Fuck Drake Bell. Psych. I was joking.
Imagine just an episode of Drake and Josh where Megan just kills Drake.
Oh my god.
She just has to live
Should
with
have
that.
just did the shit. Like, if it was still going and they had to kill him off.
Oh my god.
Like, yo, Megan finally snapped, bro. That was it. Drake was being stupid and she snapped.
Oh my god.
Josh is just like, I can't believe you did that!
Megan.
Yeah, Josh got a. Josh has a kid
Megan.
now. He's like he's married, and there was all this bad
yeah,
shit.
yeah, Josh
There
supposed
was
to be
shit
sexy now.
because
Fuck that.
Drake didn't go to his wedding, so
Yeah.
there was stuff before. Like that was years ago. But
yeah, Drake's a bad guy, bro. I said it. You heard me say it. Bad fucking dude. Fuck him.
What if somebody stopped listening to the podcast right after you praised Drake and all that shit, and then like, oh, I'll just come back, and they're like, damn, I can't believe that guy. He doesn't know Drake's abusive, and he like loves him. Do your research.
I was talking about.
He plays it, and he hears it.
I don't know. I'm not gonna make excuses. I'm just like, that shit slaps objectively. Like the fact that he can be talking another language and finding success there instead of here is wild.
It's a bold move, but a good business strategy.
Yeah, but fuck him. Drake, though.
Yeah, Jose, where do you stand with the whole art separated from the artist?
That's a
yeah. What are your thoughts on Woody Allen?
Yeah.
Well, fuck Woody Allen.
Yes,
first of all,
that's the correct answer.
Definitely fuck Woody Allen, but definitely fuck everyone else who just lets him do shit. Like,
yes,
he'll just be at Knicks games with his daughter, wife, and they just be like, "Oh, please welcome Woody Allen."
You went the announcing? What do you mean?
Fucking his daughter in the front row.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like he gets on the screen.
What the?
Woody Allen's a New York legend, bro. Like, people fuck with Woody Allen. Andy Hall is great. Like, Andy Hall's some good shit.
Short old Jew.
But he's like, all these guys are fucking weirdos, man.
Yeah,
like,
I think the thinking also, like, changed in, like, the art world also. Because I feel like that shit was, like, glorified, like, for them. Like, they were... Like, oh, isn't it so quirky that Roman Polanski had sex with a child? Like, they were kind of just like, oh, it's just like a thing that happened. And, like, they were like, isn't it, like, artistic? Like, why are you going to stop love? Like, and that's how, like, people used to think about it. But now people are wiser and know that, like, if there's a power imbalance and, like, an age imbalance. And, like, just how different it is from being, like, 11 to being 15 to being 17 to being 18 to being 19.
Bro,
and, like, just how much it's a difference.
Jerry Seinfeld, in the height of his, like, Seinfeld career, was dating a 17-year-old, bro. Yeah. And it was just like, all right, it's just Jerry. I'm like, it's not just Jerry, bro. Like, that's a child, man. I don't know. But we think about it differently because, like, young girls are...
Scooping her up from high school. Like, that's what the articles would be.
Comedians in cars picking up your girlfriend from school.
That's so great.
But, like, nah, like... it's no secret, man. Like, all these dudes are fucking weirdos. Yeah. Like, all the guys and the girls, man. Anyone in Hollywood is just like a fucking weirdo. They've got a certain complex.
Everybody's got some sort of,
But it's just like those people.
Psychological or personality thing.
Yeah, people who are like the most damaged are like the best artists. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it goes back to that. Like, people who we revere as artists were just like psychotic. Like, you're gonna tell me who's the guy? Van Gogh. Vincent. Dude, like, cut his ear off, right? Was that the one who cut his ear off?
Yeah, he did.
Like, dude was just like a great painter, and then he just like cut his ear off and sent it to his girl.
Taking risks.
Because he loves her. He's like, yo, I love you. Take my ear.
Yeah.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like,
risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared Leto does that shit now, but he does it with like dead rats.
He cut his ear off?
No, he sends like dead rats and like used condoms to cast members to like get into character or something.
Oh, is that him trying to be the Joker or some shit?
Yeah, that's when he gets Suicide Squad.
He's being twisted.
Yeah, he's like, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
I'm an artist.
Yo, the word used condom just makes me gag.
It's just gross, bro.
I just can't think of it. Like, it just needs to go off and then be there. Like, I don't need to see it ever again or hear about it ever again. I don't need to find one on the sidewalk. Like, make sure it gets in the garbage.
Foul,
it's covered up.
Used condom.
Oh god! All right, Jose, let's get some names. What?
Man, this is a lot.
Speaking of used condoms, wrestling.
Yeah.
So not to be presumptuous, should we open that?
I was just thinking that. Bro.
Yeah, I was thinking it too.
We're all being cold.
All right.
Hold up.
But for somebody who don't make some slurpies, don't make some noises when you drink. Don't do
This is my first beer in 2021.
Really?
Yeah,
first time
true,
drinking.
No way.
In 2021.
Audience.
Have some class.
But I was like, Jose's here. Do you want one?
Wait, we do it all at one, or like do ASMR with your thing.
Yes.
We should do it all at different times.
Yeah,
so
okay.
that they get to enjoy it multiple times.
Ready?
All right.
This is on the Patreon too.
Nice. Nice.
Classic.
This is a good podcast.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah, this is now there's a drinking game where if you hear slurping, you also must drink.
Ooh, what is this?
Yeah, this
All
is
day
now a drinking
IPA.
podcast. You're on the real ass dudes drinking beer podcast.
No, that's not what that is.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, I can be a dude
Yeah.
I can be
Hell
your dude.
yeah.
Be a dude if you want me to.
Whatever,
Jose's over here
dude. No,
trying to
that'd be
get
a
Reena
lame
to go on
podcast.
That'd be wild.
All right, just kick me out and replace me with Jose.
All right,
Totally different podcast.
kick me out, replace me with Reena. Didn't see that coming, did you?
All right.
Yeah, wrestler.
I gotta get. Damn.
You want to hear who you have so far?
No, I just want to. I'm just gonna
Cool.
keep going.
Good,
I'm just
go.
gonna keep ringing them off. The Undertaker, definitely.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Kane, definitely.
So, do you know their real names?
Not really. Not really off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
To not know their names?
No, to
know their names.
Oh, it's probably in some ways.
But
yeah.
now for Dwayne, it's his Rock is his middle name. Dwayne the Rock
Yeah.
Johnson. Like that's his middle name now. Like.
yeah. Yeah.
He's just teaching us his government name for when he runs for president.
Yeah.
Yeah. Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, but a lot of the wrestlers, like I've like heard a lot of interviews where they talk about how like the best wrestler characters, the ones that are just like the person, but like turned up to like 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
So The Rock is like his character is just like a version of him. Like it's like a
Yeah.
very like boisterous, very confident, loud dude who can like out talk anybody, and that's how he is in real life.
Yeah.
Also.
Dude just like played football and then went straight into wrestling. Like he's just been the man his whole life. Like you can't tell him anything.
Yep.
He's just larger than life, like good at like highest. Like what could you tell The Rock? You can't tell him shit.
Yeah, I just want to hear him address the nation. I just want like it would be worth like electing him as president just to hear him give the addresses to the nation.
The Rock says.
Yeah. Like play the theme song, do the whole thing, let him come out with no shirt on. It's
Crazy.
fine. Yeah, that's where we're at now.
I don't know. Like, would The Rock do that though? That would mean that half the country will hate him.
Would he run for
Like,
president?
if you run for president, half the country basically hates you.
He has spoken about running for president and he basically.
seriously?
Yeah, like actually.
Yeah, he recently he said he's like, if the people want me to run, I will run, which is basically saying if there's enough of like an uproar, and he's like a very like centrist kind of president too, which like obviously the country likes because that's what happened like basically
Yeah.
the last election.
He's never been in office.
Yeah, right.
No,
But he's like generally I think he's like conservative, but he voted for Biden and Kamala this past and he like endorsed them, and like he's kind of gone back and forth between the parties over his career. But yeah, so
What's his state? Would he be a governor? No, he likes money too much to do anything besides president.
yeah. Well, especially with Trump, because Trump just shot right to the top. He didn't like work his way up the other political. Like he was being political throughout his entire career as a businessman, but
Definitely.
he skipped the line.
As an actor, he wasn't a businessman.
No.
Well, then Dwayne The Rock Johnson will just be another actor we've had as president.
I guess
Reagan
so.
was president, bro.
Yep.
People love that shit. People love like characters. It's like politics is wrestling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you watch except like someone gets put through a table in wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
Politics is just like nothing
mental
happens.
game.
They all just like talk shit kind of about each other.
Yeah.
And then they just like shaking hands back door, drinking,
Yeah.
doing their shit. You know, just like
Yeah.
a good one. You had me there for a second.
Pro wrestling is just if you let the gloves come off at some of these like political events and let them actually just do what they really want to do. It's the wish fulfillment. It's like the fantasy of that.
Bro, Trump was doing promos, bro. He had concerts. Trump was the only person allowed to like have that many people in one place, and he would just talk.
Yep.
Like that's crazy. Like you can't go to the movie theater, you can't do anything, but you can watch Trump just like riff forever. He's just like
It's a one-man show.
making shit up.
He
just
does,
like
he does Hour. He does student improv.
He does. Yeah, that's exactly.
He's doing long form
So to him,
improv,
it's
bro.
just a tour. Yeah, it's just like it's that kind of tour.
People would show up like it was a fucking AC/DC concert, bro. It was
Yeah.
nuts. Like people would tailgate that shit to hear him talk.
Yep.
T-shirts, merch, the whole shit, bro.
They've known his albums. They've just been watching reruns of The
He's
Apprentice for years.
Yeah, he's got hits, bro.
Yeah.
Trump's got hits. Build
He's
the
got
wall.
fans.
All
He's
that
got
shit.
Fans. He'll
All
have,
the people who jerk off to Miss America just know Trump.
He'll have, what was it, 7 million people? He'll have fans until the day he dies.
Yeah, and then after also.
So many people probably show up to his funeral.
That man with the pretty ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like dumb guy shit, bro. Really, it's just like it's the
100%.
easiest person to be.
And Trump was in. Was he in a WWE episode or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
was
was.
Yo, Vince McMahon was in a main event at WrestleMania 23. It was him and Vince McMahon were like it was the battle of the billionaires. They both picked a wrestler and they wrestled against each other, and the loser had to get their head shaved.
So.
And
the Donald
won. Yeah,
Donald
and he was
won.
the good guy in that scenario.
Wow.
So like in wrestling, there's basically two sides. There's baby
Oh my
faces,
gosh.
which are like the hero good guys, and then there's heels, which are the bad guys. And he was the baby face of that back and forth, and people cheered for him. And then he got put in the Hall of Fame also. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he was president.
He's president.
Jose, who's your favorite wrestler?
When I was younger, I think it was Shawn Michaels, bro. Shawn Michaels was just a man.
I don't know who that is.
Just like everything I wasn't, just like blonde and like small and like was really good at stuff. Like could kick really high.
Yeah.
You can't kick high?
No, I can't kick high. My legs are too long. I'm way too unbalanced. He's like a short. His shit was like if he would just kick
How
someone
tall
in
are
the face. I'm 6'1".
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For all you
Well,
listeners out there, I'm 6'1".
Hey, I'm 6'1" too.
6'2" with shoes on.
This guy gets me.
But nah, Shawn Michaels would dead just kill, like, wrestlers have, like, flashy shit, but Shawn Michaels would dead just kick you in the face.
Yeah.
Mad hard. And just, like, break your jaw. And then you'd be out.
Oh, my.
I'm like, yeah, that's probably what happens if you get kicked in the face like that. You see some moves, like, you're like, no, that's not real. But just a man kicking you full extension in the face.
Yeah.
No.
Just, it doesn't get more smash mouth than that, bro. It's just like, yeah, all right, I believe that. I would be knocked out if you kicked me in my face like that.
Yeah, and wrestling's gotten like progressively more violent just because like once people like realized that it was scripted and that became like more public knowledge in like the 90s basically, then the wrestlers were like, all right, well, we have to be extra, like show how real this is by going over the top more and doing game, more. Yeah. So and they just like. And, like, some of them really put themselves in danger. And, like, it's, like, gets against, like, some scary lengths sometimes.
Yeah, you can't, like, people have died, bro. Like, there's been, like, mishaps. People have, like, died from it.
That's crazy.
It's, like, insane. All for entertainment.
Yeah.
That is the wild thing when it changes from, oh, this is a play. And then all of a sudden somebody's, like, legit knocked out
Bro, there was
on the mat. And you're just like...
There was an incident where, like, a guy was doing an entrance. Owen Hart was doing an entrance. And he just, like, fell. He was supposed to come from the rafters down. And this was at, like, a packed arena for, like, a pay-per-view. And he, like, fell from the top. Something went wrong. Fell from the top of the rafters of the building in an arena. And fell, like, to his death. Like, hit a turnbuckle on the way down. And just, like...
That was live?
Live
TV.
Yeah.
And just fucking died in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And they had to just, like, cart him off, and, like...
Did they continue the show?
They did.
Oh,
they got a lot of shit for that, yeah.
Vince McMahon is going to fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so sad when he dies. I'm very conflicted about it, but that man is fucking
How
evil.
did the wrestlers continue the show? But that's his peer, their peer.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know.
You can look it up. Like, not the video of him falling.
I was going to ask, there's video?
No,
afterwards, they just go straight to the crowd, and they're just, like, panning in and out, and they made the announcer... I forget it was
Jim Ross.
It was Jim Ross.
Yeah.
They made him get on TV and was like, "Hey, like this is not an act. Like something just happened, and you know, we'll keep you updated. Like somebody really felt this was not a part of the show." And they kept going.
But they said in the show. But did they say in the show or at the end of the show when he was deceased? Like when he. It
happened like what was it like a couple minutes later or like
when they said he was dead?
Yeah, because they made the initial announcement. Like what you saw was like something we had an incident. This really happened. This is not part of the show. This is not scripted. I know a lot of this is like they had to break the fourth wall.
Yeah,
and they just kept going.
Yep, and that dude Owen Hart is like he's in one of the most like prolific wrestling families of all time. And there's been like a lot of like documentaries about it, like Dark Side of the Ring does like a whole episode about the Owen Hart thing, and it's just like I think that's just Vince McMahon though. He's like ruthless, and he's proudly ruthless too. So it's
hard. He's just like, yo, fuck it, whatever, and then they just kept going on. They put back the announcers, and they're just like learning. They had an earpiece in. Yeah, and he's like, yo, tell everybody that he died. Yep. And it was his responsibility to go on TV and be like, this person died. And it happened, and we're gonna keep going. Mm-hmm. And they finished the show. They finished the fucking show. It was just like...
What year was this?
Ooh, I don't even...
It was the 90s. It was
90-something? Late 90s? Early 90s?
Maybe like 93, 94, something like that.
Yeah,
What's your favorite decade of wrestling? What do you think is the where it was like at its peak for WWE?
I watched it in like the 2000s, so I'm gonna have to say that by default. That's just what I was familiar with, and I went back, like, you know, watching stuff that my parents used to... Like, my dad used to watch, and like... Things like historians, like you learn more about it, like you get in the community a little bit, people tell you what to watch, and this, that, and there.
That happened in the 90s.
Yeah, so you had to like
scarred from that point on.
Well, they just carried the show on, and you have to suspend disbelief in the first place. So there's probably just like wrestling fans are conditioned to think that everything's fake.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like even though like
he probably thought that was good PR.
With the wrestler dying.
Vince McMahon.
I don't know.
No, I should say that.
Yeah.
That's probably not true.
It's not even that. It's just like, yo, all right, business as usual.
Yeah, it's a show. Like that's the thing. It's like, and that's why the whole like complex of Vince McMahon thinking this is like his universe. Like he thinks he can just like wipe like kind of like brush things under the rug, and he does that all the time. And like, and even though like the cat is out of the bag in terms of like wrestling being like scripted or not, the whole game now is not like, is it real? Is it not real? It's like, yo, was that real, or like was that like something they came up with? Because they're like, like things happen that they don't plan for all the time, and they like fucking with you. Like that's a part of wrestling too. They like making you question whether you know what's going on is real or if it was like planned or not.
Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Mankind, whatever one he was at the time. I want to go back to the conversation about separating art from artists.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's super interesting to me. Where do you stand on it, Reena?
I can't separate. Okay. Yeah, no. As soon as the stuff for Shia LaBeouf came out, broke my heart because I like literally watched him growing up, like as many people did. But like that was like I kept track on like so much of his career and I was just like, fuck, all right, forget it, you're out. I can't. Shame. There was so many movies too, other movies that I wanted to watch of it. Not so many, but like still some I wanted to watch. And
he had some bangers last year, bro. He had some hits last year.
I mean, I loved Honey Boy.
I did too.
I thought that was great.
Yeah. Peanut Butter Falcon. I didn't get to watch the movie where he's like not being Mexican, but is being Mexican.
Tax Collector?
Oh, it's a
screw that.
It's a gem of shit proportion.
Oh, it's bad?
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's very awful.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the worst things ever.
God damn.
Like no, there is clear like turning points in when you're watching his stuff and you're like, that's an interesting choice. Shia.
Man, it sucks, man. 'Cause I felt seen with Shia LaBeouf. I'm just like, yo, this dude dresses weird. He's just fucking weird. He has curly hair. I'm like, yo, I want to be that guy, bro. Yeah. I'm missing, man. I suck at people who are like clearly monsters and just like, you know, I'm bad at that.
Yeah.
I wish I had like a better foresight with like artists and things that I support sometimes.
Like you wish you would be able to tell that they were a bad person earlier on?
Yeah, kind of. Maybe not really.
It's just research. Like, it's just research. It's just keeping educated and actually keeping with the news because pop culture is news. It's what we all live in. It's what, you know, sets the trends for so many things and is history. So like you just I don't know. I
think it's harder for me. Like it's easy for me to separate from actors and like people I don't give a shit about, like you know, artists or whatever. Like, but music is so fucking hard for me sometimes.
I was gonna ask.
It's really hard for me.
So who was difficult for you?
Like Michael Jackson, like you know everybody. Michael Jackson, fucking R. Kelly. R. Kelly was really hard for me, bro.
Wow. Because
like I love R. Kelly's music. I really love R. Kelly's music, and it's like. Horrible.
Interesting.
Horrible, like horrible shit. And I'm just like, I can't listen to this. But then you have that emotional attachment to his music.
Yeah.
And like his story is insane. Like his childhood, he's illiterate. Like he was like writing music for people and he can't read or write.
Wow. I don't know a lot about him, so I didn't.
He can't, like he's illiterate. He can't read or write and grew up like in an abusive household, which is what, you know, like that whole thing happens. Like his sister did some shit to him, so he... You know, that's like his relationship with women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why he's like that. And it's fucking horrible. And there's no excuse for it. But it's just like, the fact that he was that talented. Like, people like that, like the most damaged people are the most talented. Yeah. Like, to be able to read and write, like, not read, like, to write music like that without knowing how to read music or even read and write your own name is incredible. But then you gotta fuck it up with like doing that, you know?
I don't know. It's because people just like look for an escape, and like that's their. Well, usually, I mean, people who are damaged. I mean, not 100% that that's all old damaged people or art. Like it's, but I don't know. I feel like that is their creative outlet. Like they're looking for something, and then it just is something that it just becomes naturally to them.
Yeah.
Because they are really able to mentally, and I think like I don't know, psychologically, just literally be able to turn it around and produce art.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess it's just where do you draw the line, you know?
Yeah.
It's like how big is their footprint? How much are they affecting?
It's subjective.
Did you? Like, were you into Chris Brown?
I love Chris Brown, bro. Like, I grew up listening to, like, R&B and shit like that. Like, I loved Chris Brown. Chris Brown makes, like, some of the best love songs of for our 20-something-year-old people. Like, Yo, Excuse Me, Miss, that is, like, an amazing song when you're a teenager.
I know.
Like, at a school dance, nothing hits harder than Yo, Excuse Me, Miss, Yo.
So just so many of your icons are just shattering before your eyes.
But the thing with it is, like, I think rap, not, like, I'm trying to find the way to word this because it's a very complex issue. But I feel like rappers and, like, you know, people of color don't get treated the same way as like rock stars. Like Led Zeppelin were fucking pedophiles. Like one of the fucking guys, I forget which one. It was, I don't know if it was Jimmy Page or one of the guys in Led Zeppelin was just like into some like weird fucking like believed in like magic and like was a pedophile.
Oh.
Like he was like really just that gone.
Yeah.
And you know, like all of that shit, like all those old bands, like they're all the songs are about young girls or little girl and this and that. Like younger women were objectified then. They were just like they would bring little girls like backstage and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Vans Warped Tour was the same way. All those pop punk guys were fucking pedophiles, bro.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah.
Like all these guys that like you like.
It's creepy.
Just it's just fucking creepy.
And then I feel like people did go into the industry for the reason that they were surrounded by all of that. And you're like, oh my god, are you kidding me? You ain't gonna have that kind of life? Then like, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Or even before they became famous. I don't know. Or I mean, just also having the life as a celebrity.
Yeah.
Because it's not like TikTokers are celebrities now. Like you would just have actors, like politicians are celebrities. Like that's like everybody is in that big umbrella. I don't know who's of like whatever, you know,
you can
just that level, and they just
get to that point. You get away with shit. I'm just saying, like John Lennon was a fucking monster, bro. He was a bad dude. Like John Lennon was abusive to his wife and child. He was fucking like there's reports of that coming out, and like people don't give that same attention to the Beatles because it's the fucking Beatles.
Yeah.
You can't say anything bad about the Beatles. That breaks people's brains.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that. You're not allowed to criticize the Beatles at all. And it's just like, yo, historically, John Lennon's not a good dude.
Yeah.
And like he has just like a horrible song called like "Woman is the N-word of the world." Like all these crazy.
I did not know that.
He's just like. Dude, he's like out there, and it's just like, yo, he's not a good dude.
Jesus.
And I don't know how he meant that, bro, but like, that can't be good.
Yo, that song is gonna shoot to the top of iTunes this week now.
Bro, it's just like,
what?
Yo, let's cancel John Lennon.
Yeah, he's canceled, sis.
Sessions with Mary Jane.
He's trash, sis. He's canceled. But like, you can't say that about the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? Like. That shit breaks people's brains. They can't take any criticism. Like, you get written off. If you're talking about music and you're just like, yo, the Beatles are like not the best band. It's the same.
They also have.
They're like they're just looked at as like gods, though.
It's the safest opinion to have. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and they are good. Like I love music. I love some of the Beatles' music, but like, there's better bands to me. There's better bands to a lot of people. But if your answer is not like, no, the Beatles are undoubtedly the best band of all time. Then a lot of people will just write you off and be like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about.
But the band isn't John Lennon. That's the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, like, that is his personal life. That becomes, for some people, it becomes public. But it's just like, that's your own shit. Like, bag of shit or whatever. That, you come to work. Like, then you're doing the Beatles. Like, what do you say if, like, somebody has their own shit or whatever, but they're a graphic designer and they're working with you as a co-worker in a company?
That's where it gets difficult. Because then you can be like, oh, can I only cancel the songs that John Lennon wrote?
Right.
Like, you're going to cancel Imagine? You're not going to listen to Imagine?
Yeah.
You're not going to go to a high school graduation or a funeral?
Just plug your ears
or a
whenever
party
it goes
or
on.
a bar. Like, you're going to hear that song. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
The same way you're going to hear Remix to Ignition at every wedding. That shit's not going to go away. People don't care that much. Like, like when the R. Kelly thing was happening, I would go out and I would go to weddings and I would go to bars and you hear Remix to Ignition. It's just part of it. It's just a part of like music that you're not going to get rid of. Some things are too big to fail. Like, they're not going to stop playing Michael Jackson's music.
No.
They're never going to stop playing it. They're never going to stop playing it.
Yeah, well, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough is literally one of the songs.
They're never going to stop.
And they'll never get enough. So, Jose, well, speaking of music and weddings, you have a past as a DJ. Is this correct?
It is.
That was a segue.
I was a disc jockey. That was a good segue.
Yeah, thank you.
Very natural.
Thank you.
How many events did you do? Like, how serious were you of a disc jockey?
Not really anything too crazy. I was like not into clubs or promoters because they're fucking snakes, bro. Like, I just like music. I like being around people that like music. I want to be able to like curate a night. That's like why I DJ. I like curating things. Unless I'm at a wedding, because the wedding bag is like good fucking money, dude. So I was like, yeah, I'll sell my soul and play fucking Chainsmokers songs and like every Pitbull song for 4 hours for like this amount of money. But I mean, DJing was like my outlet for like getting my shit that I like out there and seeing if people like the things that I like.
Yeah.
Or just like introducing people to things that they might like based on the things that are already popular.
Yeah.
Like a good DJ can go in a room and just like read it. You know what I'm saying? Like be in an empty room, see who likes what, play this song, play that song, do what's safe, and then mix things that sound like things that people already like. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a top 40 song, that kind of sounds like this thing that I heard that I want to put people onto. Yeah. And if it mixes seamlessly, if it's in the same, same BPM, same chords, same key, like it'll just flow. And you just finding those songs that sound like other songs. Yeah. Like
who's hot right now to you in music? Who's like...
Man, there's a lot. There's a lot. I do this. Like some people watch movies, bro. I just like sit in my house.
And you're into any genre?
I'm into most things. I'm very open to a lot of things. I'm not into country music a lot. No, I'm not into like hyper pop, like this new sped up fast like version of pop music that's been going on. It's like internet music.
Like Gummy Bears?
What's Gummy Bears?
It's a Gummy Bears song.
It's like things that are pitched. It's kind of like that.
It's like sped up, but it's like a pop song.
Yeah, no, but it's like that. That's how it sounds. Like it's like pitched up. There's like this one.
You don't mean EDM.
No, it's like it's weird. It's a weird genre, and I'm just like trying to understand it, but I don't. I think it's just people are pretending to like it at this point, just to be like, oh, it's like we're not supposed to like this. It sounds like shit. We're pretending that it's good. Like there's this group 100 Gex, 100 like the number 100 GECS. And I couldn't even describe to you what this sound is. I'm just like, yo, what?
Can you make some noises?
No, like I can't even approximate how it sounds from memory.
It's made by robot.
Yeah, it's just like fucking crazy.
Is it just all computer?
Yeah, it's just like so fast, it's like and it's like really high pitched voice, and I'm like, this is what hell is like.
What do you think? What do you think about music that's made where it is all digital, like everything's through computer, and then where like obviously ones where people still use instruments?
Oh, that's what I like. I make music that way. This is 100 Gex.
Kiss, baby. You think you're so fucking cool, huh? You think you're so fucking tough? You talk a lot of big game for someone who's such a small truck. Oh, look at those arms. Your arms look so fucking cute. They look like little cigarettes.
Live in studio. You're like 100 Gex.
You talk and you text me. I love you.
What the fuck is that?
What is that?
I don't know. I didn't like it.
I kind of like it. I'm into it. I haven't heard that before. I'm not on the internet enough to be
play that
into
shit.
New music. I like that.
Play it through speakers, and you'd be like, what is this?
Like I do smoke weed all day, every day, but
break your phone.
Bro, it's wild. It's crazy. Like, put it through real speaker. Like, give it a minute.
That kind of gave me a headache.
It's just, I can't even, like, I had it through my speakers playing. I was like, I got scared, bro. I was like, bro, what? This is evil shit.
Like, you don't even have to play it backwards. I can just demo going forward.
I was just about to say, what was it like backwards?
Yeah. I think computer generated music is just like, you would be surprised how many people that you listen to are using drum machines and like shit like that. Like I make all my music with drum machines, and I plug my guitar into an interface and run it through either Machine or Logic.
You got an electric guitar?
Yeah, I play guitar.
What kind?
I have a I have a Taylor 214 CE acoustic electric, and then I have an Epiphone Les Paul. Didn't do the Gibson. Wasn't there yet.
My brother's Gibson.
Yeah, that's definitely on my list. Getting a Gibson Les Paul, one of the vintage ones. But like computer generated music is like where it's at right now. Like, I don't know, it's so easy to do home recordings. Like, there's so many artists that are coming out now, and it's like really cool to see. Like, it's called like bedroom pop.
if it's good, it's good.
If it's
like,
good, it's
why,
good.
Why do you want a world without good music? Like, why would you want worse music if people could make better music with a computer? Why would you?
It's
not
just
want it?
fun. It's just like very accessible. Like everyone can make music now. But before you couldn't make music. Like you need to like have a band and like rent studio time. Like I can like you have a keyboard right there. Like you can
we do.
You can use GarageBand and you can make it hit.
Yeah,
like
that's
there's
what we
like
do.
there's some groups like
You feel it in your tits.
Sorry, go ahead.
There you go. It's just super easy to make, and it's like super hands-on and like friendly, and like there's artists like Clyro and like I'm trying to think of some more bands. This is band Bedroom. Just listing off things that I've been listening to. Steve Lacy, like incredible like music coming out of people.
Lacey.
Steve Lacey's incredible, man. Like,
it just makes me so happy.
Yes.
It makes me so happy when I just listen to it.
He makes like the best, he made the first album on an iPhone,
mellow.
like using like the iRig, like all used like drum samples, like they were all drum loops, and he would just like plug his guitar into the iRig and just make it that way. And that's like been one of my favorite albums. That's what really was just like, yo, I could do this shit. I could just make music. It's that easy.
Yeah.
What was the last concert you went to before pandemic times? Yeah.
Damn, I think I saw Blood Orange in not Central Park, one of the parks in New York City. That was an incredible show. Devontae Hines is incredible. That's who I'm listening to right now. Blood Orange, I got back into them. I've been listening to a lot of Porches. Porches collaborates with Blood Orange on a lot of shit. He's incredible. This kid, Aaron Main, his name is, and goes by Porches. Started as a band and then makes like really cool drum machine, piano type music. Like that's the kind of shit that I've been making. So I'm just like, once I found him, I was like, yo, this is what I want to make. Like shit like this. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
It's definitely fun, man. I have a lot of fun doing it. Yeah. Just like it plug and play. You just like get home from work, you open your laptop, and you just start playing chords, making drum patterns.
Yeah. Were your parents like super into music?
My mom can sing. My grandfather, who I never met, was a famous guitarist in Puerto Rico.
Whoa!
But he was like a deadbeat, so my dad doesn't talk about him a lot. So
separating the art from the artist.
Separating the art from the artist. He's like, he was probably nice at guitar, but he also abandoned my dad. So fuck that guy, I guess. I don't know. But thanks for the skills, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, at least they passed the one good thing down to you through the generation. So
I mean, I guess.
Like, or skip it. Is your dad musical at all, or does he like?
No, my parents love music.
What would they play in the house?
I mean, like my mom would play rap music and like R&B. My mom would play a lot of R&B music. She only liked like Led Zeppelin and like a few bands. She was never like into that. She liked Fleetwood Mac. She liked Led Zeppelin. I think that's really like it. She didn't have a lot of rock bands that she liked.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to. I like learned backwards because I feel like most of my friends listen to rap and R&B later. Because they weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, because just like to be like, oh, fuck you, Dad. I'm going to listen to Eminem. You know?
Yeah.
Like every fucking kid who just like wants to get into rap music.
Also very suburban rap.
Yeah.
To get right into Eminem.
Bro, or
another white rap.
I fucking can't stand Eminem. And it's not really all his fault. It's Eminem stans. Like people who love Eminem.
Yeah.
Like, they're just the fucking worst. Because just, like, suburban white kids are like, oh, I'm not supposed to be listening to this.
Yeah.
But it's, like, it's the most accessible thing. It's like, oh, there's representation. Like, there's a white kid who could rap, you know? And he hates his stepdad, too.
Yeah.
And he fucking, you know, he's a piece of shit just like me.
Yeah. So do you like or not like 8 Mile?
8 Mile's, like, I understand the significance. I understand why Eminem is liked, but, like...
Yeah.
As someone who listens to rap music, like, arguing with Eminem fans is the most fucking annoying thing in the world. Because, like, I listen to current rap right now. Like, Future and Young Thug, they're, like, some of my favorite, not just rappers, like, musicians ever. Because just the way that they, like, communicate what they're thinking is so crazy. Like, Young Thug was on Elton John's, like, Apple Music show, and Elton John was like, yo, you're a fucking genius.
Whoa.
He's like, the way you make music is genius.
Whoa, like, what a compliment.
It's just like the way he uses his voice and like his slang, like how he basically made his own language, like talking like that. What people call like mumble rap, it's just different dialects that they're not like hip to.
Yeah.
So like, I understand what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's just rapping in a tempo that's different, or he's just like saying words that people aren't used to. So the mumble rap shit is just like, it's just like, you're not trying. You know what I'm saying? Because Eminem's doing the same shit. Eminem just raps fast. He's not saying shit. He's just rapping really fast. If you look at an Eminem song, he's never said anything. Besides being abusive to his fucking ex-wife. That's the only thing that he's like coherently rapped about.
Wait, have you heard his Venom, the song he did for the Venom
Yeah,
movie?
he's like, Venom, like, it's just rapping fast. He's not saying shit. He's not saying anything. He's been doing this shit for years. Everyone was like, Eminem's the GOAT, bro. Eminem's the best rapper alive, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you, do you know Tidal? Do you know of Tidal? Because and Jay-Z being and then trying to, you know, stream music and get more for the artists and stuff.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on that?
I subscribed to Tidal only because at one time they were the only people that had the rights to Prince's streaming. like they solely had Prince's like streaming rights.
Oh.
I don't know if it was before or after he died. It was like around the same time. They were the only people who had access to Prince's music on streaming. You had to buy physical copies of Prince's shit to listen to his music. Like you couldn't find him on YouTube.
So is it just Jay-Z running Tidal? Or he's with a team,
I think
or whatever.
Jay-Z bought Tidal with a team. I think he just sold it to Jack Dorsey.
How did they get access to all of Prince's...
They bought the rights to it, I guess, from his estate. It had to be after he died because Prince was famously fuck streaming. Like, you have to buy my shit. You cannot, you're not stealing my music. Like, and after he died, it's sad. Like, it's good for me because I'm like, I love Prince. Prince is probably my favorite artist ever. So I'm just like, it's cool for me, but like it's shitty because it wasn't his wishes, and like they probably offered his estate so much fucking money.
Sure.
Just like all these companies had to pay them, like Spotify, like you can find it everywhere now. YouTube Music, like Apple Music, Tidal. So
do you still have a subscription with Tidal?
I don't. I canceled it once it all became more available. Jay-Z also put his album 444 on Tidal as like bait to be like, if you subscribe to this, it was strictly on that. Do
you still listen to Jay-Z?
I like Jay-Z. Jay-Z is probably, objectively, probably one of the best rappers of all time. Like, if Jay-Z's not in your top 10 rappers, you don't listen to rap music. If he's not in your top, some people would say 5, I'll say 10 because mine's a little different. If you don't acknowledge Jay-Z, you don't know anything about rap music. You're a casual listener. So
my next question, also because we were really talking about a celebrity being a president, what are your thoughts on Kanye? Obviously, that brain isn't that's not happening. They just went through a divorce,
I love Kanye West. I love him. And it's sad to see what's happening to him. Kanye West is so gifted. And he's just so amazing at what he does.
Poop-diddy, scoop-diddy.
Yeah, he's just people. That's what people know Kanye West for. They don't know him for making beats for everybody back in the day. Like he made Jay-Z.
No, I'm sure he's been doing it forever,
he's as a producer, as an artist, Kanye doesn't really play any instruments, and the way that he makes his music is manipulating the human voice and then transposing it to a keyboard. The way he makes music, his process is unfucking believable, and it makes for the best music. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, if you look at any publication, you ask anybody who listens to music, really, they're like, that's one of the best albums ever made. Everyone was on that album, bro. From Rihanna to Elton John.
To Chris Rock.
To Chris Rock. Everybody was on that album. That was a moment.
Yeah.
Members of the Wu-Tang Clan, Jay-Z, Pusha T, fucking just so many.
He's a strong producer.
Bon Iver was on that fucking. Justin Vernon from Bon Iver was on that shit, man.
It's wild.
But that's how people fuck with Kanye West. These are all proficient musicians, and they're just Kanye's the guy, bro. Yeah. Kanye's that guy. Yeah. I wish more people would listen to Kanye West music before they looked at him as a personality. Because if you listen to his music and knew his story, you'd understand why he's all fucked up like that. His mom died in a really tragic way, and he was she died from getting plastic surgery, complications from plastic surgery, and he's just vanity killed my mother. He's just all this shit that I care about killed my fucking mom, and now I don't have a mom, and all I have is shit. All I have is things, and that's when he started fucking losing his mind.
Yeah.
And it's just this is someone who's mentally ill, bro. Everyone talks about how important mental health and everything like that is until it's Kanye West.
I'm assuming you watched his interview with David Letterman. He had a show on Netflix.
I don't think I watched that. The last interview I think I watched with him was the one with Zane Lowe, and he was kind of talking about that.
I do think people give a lot of his mental illness play.
Yeah, because
more so than a lot of other celebrities.
Definitely.
A lot of other celebrities the Britney Spears shit. That is mental health shit, or she was getting manipulated by people, and it's nobody gave a shit. And people have been saying the mental health shit with Kanye.
But it's both. It's a combination.
But celebrities have been defending him, and we grew up in the age of celebrities getting flamed and being in the tabloids and just getting exposed for every little thing they did and fake shit they did. And then stupid people who were in Warwick and small towns in America would see it on their grocery store shopping lines and be like, oh, that's the truth because I see it right there.
Yeah.
And it's you're going around with that, which it sold more movies so they made more money, but it's if you survive that, if you don't die of heroin before that.
It is the combination now though that they are they have mental illness and are around people who are manipulating them or trying to, or like, it's like, I feel like, you know, the further and further you go into it, you're around a bunch of people and you're just like, okay, who's my core team? Like, who do I trust? Like, plus, yeah, they're making, when you get to the point where you're making so much money, you probably get extremely paranoid and extremely, like, I don't know, you're having people now set stuff up for you and you have no idea who that is. Oh, I'll book your appointment for whatever. Like, Kanye West could be easily poisoned. I don't fucking know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, what happened to his wife? Where she had there's a burglary.
Yo, people
and
fucking
she's in France,
hate him. I was at his show when that shit happened. He was playing Meadows Festival in New York.
Oh my gosh.
And he like his live performance is incredible. Like one of the most incredible vision, like the way it looked, the way it sounded, everything was so curated and it was perfect. I was like, yo, this is art.
That's great.
But he ran off stage at one point, and I was like, oh, everyone's like, oh, fucking Kanye doing antics, being Kanye. And then the lights went up in this festival. There's like thousands of people there. One of the biggest fucking crowds I've ever seen.
How early did he cut the show short?
It was like maybe like 35 minutes into it. He was just started doing Jesus walks. I'll never forget this shit.
It's only 35 minutes?
Yeah, he started doing Jesus walks. Everyone was like, yo, and then he just ran. Like someone came up to him on stage, whispered something in his ear, and he just like fucking dropped the mic and ran off. And I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Oh my god, because he cared about her.
People were just like, yo, like, he's you know, what's going on? Everyone's like, oh, fucking Kanye, da, da, da. And then all the lights went on. Everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And then the guy on the mic, he's like, hey, we're looking for Kanye West right now. He kind of just ran off stage. We don't know where he is. Wow. I was just like, oh. He's like, yeah, just, you know. And they just put music on, and then all the lights went up. And he's like, all right, well, you know, Kanye left, and that's it. So he had a family emergency, and he left. Wow. And then we were all getting on the 7 train. We were at Citi Field. So we're all like a hurry. Everyone's there to see Kanye, the whole festival. And we're just like kind of walking like cattle to the 7 train.
Oh my god.
It was a disaster. It took so long. And then finally we get to like waiting for the subway. Some guys on his phone, he's like, yo, Kim Kardashian got they tied her up and threw her in a bathtub in her hotel and shit. Like, I was like, oh man, like, and people were talking like, oh fuck her, this, and I'm like, yo, that's that man's, like, that's a person, man. Like, that's not PR, like, that shit happened, I think. I don't
believe what they did it or was it inside or I don't believe in any conspiracy. I think that
I really think that shit happened, man. I don't think you could fake that. Like, Kanye's headlining a festival, he just like dipped. He was like, yo, imagine what he was feeling, bro. Like, that's his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, his kids. Like, that shit's crazy.
Exactly.
That's real shit. Yeah, that was the fucking
that must have been Friday for and then again, just another reminder because they were going after her diamonds or they got jewelry. It was just stuff. It's just because they're at whatever status.
It's just
and it's like
things.
How many times does that have to like take something away from him?
Yeah, like he lost everything to like the things that he had, the one thing that he's good at, and then people still shit on him. It's just like I understand why he's like that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But I guess that goes back to separating art from artists because, like, I won't hear shit about Kanye West. I acknowledge as a fan of his music that he has some horrible fucking takes and just, like, that Trump shit was crazy. But, like, those people don't live on the same planet as us. Like, Kanye West and Donald Trump are colleagues. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could see past shit because he's just like, oh, that's funny, man, fucking Donald Trump. He did the shit that I want to do.
Yeah.
Everyone told him, yo, you can't do shit. You can't do this. You can't be president. And they told Kanye, like, yo, you can't make clothes. You can't, like... do all this stuff, and he did it. Like, he outsold Nike. Trump became president. It makes sense why they're like, you know what I'm saying? And it's horrible. And like, I'm sure you can see past the shit about somebody. I'm sure he didn't approve of all the things that he fucking did. Yeah. Maybe he did. I don't know. But like, they're on the same wavelength. They don't live on the same planet as us. Yeah. They can't be held to the same standards that we're held to. Because if you look to people like that, you're going to get disappointed every single time. Like, if you just, like, idolize these people, they're going to do bad shit. Yeah. Like, Drake Bell. You know what I'm saying? Like Shia LaBeouf. Like, how many times does this shit have to happen for people to realize, like, yo, all the shit we fuck with is trash. All the people that make the things that we like are fucking garbage. You know?
Yeah, that's why...
But it's not their job to be good humans. It's their job to make art. It's their job to make shit that we consume. Yeah. We can pick and choose what we want to consume. We have a choice. Sure, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it gets difficult. You know, like I don't know if I'm explaining it poorly. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I think it's just like you just don't want to bankroll a terrible person so that they can keep being a terrible person.
Yeah, no,
But also like you got to separate the scientist from the science, right? Because like if it makes the world a better place, then that's a big thing.
Yes.
But then also if somebody is just fucking shit up on a regular basis, then you gotta stop them.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can't go back in time and take back shit that's already been made, but you can stop the future.
Definitely.
And, like, stop paying them more and stop, like, allowing them to make art freely.
Finally
when,
giving
like,
people
other
consequence.
People get to do
Right.
it. Yeah.
People holding people accountable.
I think that's the big
accountability
thing, too.
too.
There's only a finite amount of money being spent on music. There's only a finite amount of money being spent on movies.
Definitely.
And, like, there's only a finite amount of opportunities at studio films. There's only a finite amount of opportunities in the music industry at record companies. And it's just, like, for people to not take this shit seriously and to be destructive in the workplace, it's just like, fuck them. Because it's just like, there's so many people who deserve the job
Absolutely.
just as much as you. And if you're like, oh, I deserve this more than other people, so I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, then it's like, you don't need to work here. You could work somewhere else. You could, like, be the hot shot at your own little ma and pa shop in a small town, and then, like, you could shit on people because you're rich and, like, do that. But, like, you don't have to do that, like you said.
Yeah, but people have people have attachments to these things.
Yeah.
Like, people have attachments to, like, things that they grew up watching. Like, it has sentimental value. You know
And also,
what I'm
you were fed propaganda too at times, and
absolutely.
that's like it made you love people as kids because you watched football on Fox every Sunday,
sure.
and you watched the cartoons on Fox every Sunday,
Absolutely.
or you watched.
It's also
whatever.
for kids though. Like if you had divorced parents, one of your friends was the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was, you just sat and watched. That shit was absorbed everywhere. A lot of people who don't have a sort of connection or heroes in their own family, they look elsewhere, and that is a beacon for them.
Definitely.
And you know, you just watch what they do. Monkey see, monkey do, and you just like follow into, and you do. Yeah, I don't know. It's like people sometimes feel like they're being indirectly spoken to by those people's art, and they are being represented and being taught, like,
well, that's the good and the bad thing about TV is like always there, and especially now, like there will never be not TV. Like you can always find TV as long as you can get your hands on a TV, and there's always, and like even with the internet too, it's like there will always be something to watch, and there will always be something to fill the void for the thing that you're missing.
But
and
I think that causes such a disconnect.
Yeah, well,
You into the
more void you have.
I hate those commercials where it's just like, oh, Verizon, whatever, like get your plan. Everyone can stream at the same time. They're all sitting in the living room. The dad's watching TV. All kids are on their phones and their own tablets. No one, and the mom's just sitting there like smiling, looking around. I'm just like, my God, that bitch probably hates her life. Like she looks like she has she just feels like so. It just sucks.
It does suck.
It just sucks.
Yeah.
Everybody's on their own devices and nobody's.
Yeah.
But also think about it this way.
You're in the living room. Everyone's together.
I dropped my coffee.
Oh, no.
Don't worry about that.
It wasn't a good enough sound for the Foley, but
gotta clean it up with my sock.
He's using his sock to clean
it's
this
fine.
up.
Yeah, it'll just
Wow,
evaporate.
that was very efficient. I can't even see it anymore.
I've never seen someone go to the sock so fast. I was like, that was amazing.
You know, at one time I had to do
You
it.
couldn't wait.
I can't lie, bro.
You could use this as a bar, man.
I can't lie on record. I'm on record right now. For me to not admit that I dropped the coffee would be dishonest.
So you'd be great in court.
Yeah, probably. I hope I never have to be there unless I'm the lawyer.
I will say though, like 4,000 years ago, 7,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, there were probably people who were way lonelier than us.
Oh,
You know?
Oh,
and would
yeah.
if you got born and then all of a sudden, like, your mom died in childbirth and then all of a sudden you were just, like, left by yourself and somehow survived, like...
Yeah, then those are the serial killers.
No, but I'm just saying, like... If you're like watching
bored.
TV, that's so much more than like if you were just in the desert, like wandering around eating berries every like 2 days when you're
What time is it? Who cares?
We're designed to not do shit, but everybody is so obsessed with productivity so that we get to like a greater universe.
Yeah.
That like we can't chill.
I'm cool with a family chilling on streaming devices. It's normal. You know what I'm saying? It's about them doing shit together. Because like, what else would they be doing? They'd be playing a board game together. Or playing cards.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, suck?
But like, what if you're all watching the same show, or like you're catching up on things?
So
that
everybody
somebody recommended?
or everybody learn how to share and like, hey, let's all decide to watch something together on one TV screen.
Yeah.
I mean, like you guys are like, I don't know. I feel.
All right.
I don't
then
know.
when you're a dad. Let's see how you
be
look
like,
this.
we could be sitting here right now and be like, yo, Jordan, look at this meme. Look at this meme episode. Like, just not even saying anything. Like, no, like, whatever. Just like, yo. We could sit here for hours not talking. I'd be like, And he would laugh, and then we just keep going.
I do enjoy that. Like, I'm very online. Like, I know that Reena cannot, like, survive without human interaction. I could survive without the internet.
Yeah, I can do that, man. I can do both. I like human interaction.
I think it's because I'm a twin, though. Because I was a twin, so I have my life is different. I don't know what it's like being alone.
Yeah.
That's a love language, bro. Like, you just be ever chilling, you know what I'm saying? Just not saying shit. Sunday morning, you haven't talked, no one's talking, the sun's shining, the birds are chirping, and you just see a meme about stonks, and you just show the person you're laying next to. And you're like, and she's like, that's not fucking funny.
No, oh my God.
I think we should talk about going to therapy again.
Oh my God.
Maybe we can finally have this conversation. I'm like,
that's not my relationship.
Nah, stonks,
with Reena.
you know?
Not my relationship.
What about dissociative humor on the internet? You ever think about that?
It might be more past relationships, but not this one.
You ever think about just completely disassociating and just not talking about that?
Yeah, no. Like,
it says stonks.
The internet definitely gets you through some depression too, because like if you're on Twitter, like everybody's depressed on Twitter. Yeah. So then you're just like, I'm with everybody else who's depressed. We're all gonna kill ourselves.
But I understand that moment.
Yeah, one day I'm actually gonna kill myself. I'll be brave enough one day on Twitter.
I share in that magical moment that if somebody is like, oh damn, wow, you decided to share your meme with me.
Yeah.
Like you still want to show me your thing on your phone. Like, yes, I love those situations. I understand the situations, but people just operate differently.
Yeah, now some people just like are not. The people who can communicate effectively and also be online, that's good.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a hard balance though, because you get lost in the sauce sometimes. You become too online sometimes.
True.
You know?
True.
Or you become too not online and you're just out of the loop. And then people show you memes and you're like, I don't get it.
So what is your platform online that you spend like the most time on? Are you a Twitter dude? Are you a Reddit dude? Are you a what?
I'm not a Reddit person. People send me things through Reddit, just like articles and just like shit that I'm interested in, but like.
So what is it? What's it for you then?
I think it's Twitter. A lot of like, a lot of my humor is on Twitter.
You get a lot of. Excuse me. You get a lot of your news from Twitter?
Yeah, almost exclusively at this point, which is, I don't know. It just like it happens first.
I think I get a wider range of opinions than on other social media also.
I agree.
And like way more difference in opinion than just reading the New York Times.
Right.
The New York Times is poison now. Like that is garbage. Like they're the most profitable they've ever been. So like what does that say if they're very profitable? Somebody's paying them a lot of money to write whatever they want them to write.
I think Twitter is great because if you're funny on Twitter, you're funny in real life. Like 140 characters.
People are so funny on Twitter.
Twitter's like it is an effective way to communicate.
I think they should pull their comedy writers from there.
Yeah, I mean, like some of these, like a lot of people do get those jobs. Like a lot of people get writing jobs from like how the power of their Twitter, how funny it is. If you like, before it was like, I think it's 280 now. Before it was 140 characters. I'm like, yo, you can tell a story or be fucking funny in 140 characters. You're actually funny. And like,
why did they increase it?
I don't know, honestly. I was kind of mad about it because like it's easier to like tell a long-winded story with double the characters. 280 is still not a lot, enough to tell like a whole story, but like if you could just get to the point of what you're saying quickly and back it up, like have a little bit of backstory and be like, a punchline.
Better writers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure in that respect. They should just do research papers in Twitter form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very short.
Get to the point.
Very short research papers.
Yeah.
We're excited. Separate tweets.
Twitter's very different though. Like outside of the cable, like corporate, like spiral, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like when we started being like, I don't know how long you've been on Twitter before.
Way too long.
Way too long.
So,
Wait,
so
from
like
the beginning? Like when it was
not like
2006?
the beginning, like maybe like 2008 probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And like back then, it was still like when cable was key, TV was key, and like everything that was talked about on Twitter revolved around TV. So it was like you would go from TV to Twitter, and now it's like very different. Where it's like, yes, you're looking up like you're going from the internet into Twitter almost, and it's like less about talking about what's on TV and talking about like being a part of something.
Right.
And like now it's getting weird because the internet doesn't have anything to reference anymore because everybody's just on the internet.
Right.
And it used to be like the internet was referencing something like, in real life. And now it's just like the internet is its own thing and you reference the internet.
Okay, so
Twitter
buddies, when would you guys stop being on Twitter?
I don't know.
I probably would never be off Twitter unless there was an app that made more sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, it just doesn't make sense to me right now because it's just so simple.
How long do you think Twitter's going to last?
Probably a long time. Like, Jack Dorsey owns a bunch of shit. Like, he owns, like, Square. Like, Square readers. Like, every cafe you go into is Jack Dorsey.
Yep.
He's not going anywhere, dude.
No, he's not. Yeah.
Twitter's not
But
going
I'm just
anywhere.
wondering, like, what else can they do to Twitter to, like, I mean, obviously, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but how do they stay relevant? How do they, like, is
live
it just
TV,
their
which
format?
keeps your eyeballs there.
Also that.
News. Makes people look everyday sports. People who like sports will always be on Twitter because you get it first. Well, after Reddit.
I think they need to like clean up the content on Twitter a little bit. Not everyone should have a platform.
Like for example?
Like white women who do ukulele covers of rap songs. Like you should be deplatformed.
That's just like a bubble you have to select when you're uploading your video.
You want them just
That's what that shit comes on my timeline sometimes. So I follow musicians and they retweet shit. Any white woman playing a popular song on a ukulele
doesn't do it for you.
It's just like this is racism. Like this is racist.
Culture appropriation.
It is racist to do a no diggity cover on a ukulele.
Really?
It is fucking
that was a thing.
racist. It makes my skin crawl.
Wow.
I'm just like, yo, play a Taylor Swift song, play a Joni Mitchell song.
Okay, so what if someone hired you for a wedding and they're like, all right, I want you to only play these covers in ukulele. That's what you have to do as a DJ. And it was $5,000.
If it was $5,000, I'd be like, yo, are you sure? Because this shit's gonna be twangy as hell. It's gonna sound stupid as hell.
But they said do it. Don't ask me if I'm sure.
But there's only so many songs you can play on the ukulele. It's like, yeah, you want to hear Somewhere Over the Rainbow
the job or not?
and I'm Yours.
Yeah, that's true. They play
fine. Yeah, all right. I probably gotta have
they
to
play
get
the same shit. Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, ukulele's like an annoying instrument, bro. Like, I'm someone who played the ukulele.
Oh, because you have played.
I learned how to play string instruments from the ukulele, and I'd be like, guys, I'm learning the ukulele. And they're like, yo, stop bringing that fucking ukulele around because it's fucking annoying.
Wait, so you were just shamed? Is that why you don't like it?
Yeah, no, because I like now as somebody who like makes and listens to a lot of music, I'm like, that is a fucking annoying instrument.
What do you think about violins?
Violins are fucking sick. Violins are like the coolest instrument.
Yeah, but would you rather someone bring a ukulele or a guitar?
I would rather someone. You shouldn't. You should not bring a fucking guitar or any string instrument to a place where you're not with people who are playing music, and there is an agreement that you are here to play music.
What about bringing a violin to a party? Is that weird?
Then you're fucking. If you were nice, if you bring a violin to a party and you're fucking nasty, that's sick. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Like, because you gotta really be good for people to be like, oh shit, that guy with the violin's going crazy.
Yeah, you're nay for the people who just play in subways.
I think that's a little different because you're in the public. If you're going to a kickback, if I came in right now with an acoustic guitar, I was like, hey, you guys, you mind? You mind if I play? Like, that's fucking annoying.
But not ukulele bitch playing Over the Rainbow cover in the subway.
Yeah, no, that's like whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. Like, it's annoying. It's fucking annoying, but it's whatever. Like, I don't know. It takes almost, not that it takes no skill, but it's just like, man, not every song musically is meant to be transposed to a ukulele. It is a very annoying instrument when you're trying to play like things that aren't in like Somewhere Over the Rainbow sing-songy shit. Because some people get a little too crazy with it, and it's like, nah, it's not meant for that.
What's your favorite instrument?
My favorite instrument to play, or just like in general?
To play, but also like that, like maybe like one that you would like to learn how to play.
I like playing piano. I like really like my piano that I got, and it's not my best. I'm not the best at it, but I like just like playing with the piano because it doesn't take anything. Like I just turn it on and it's there, and everything's tuned.
The keyboard.
No, I have a piano in my house. I bought an electric piano.
Oh, cool!
And it's in my living room, and I get a lot of fun out of that.
What's your favorite digital instrument that you use for like making music?
It's more of the software because just like I can make a whole song using like a USB.
No, I mean like what? Yeah, if you're like,
if I'm making a sound, if I'm making a sound, like an FM.
What is your like secret weapon? Like what is your
FM 80s like pianos. Like,
and what software do you use?
I use Machine and I use Logic Pro X. I'm trying to get into Ableton, but it's like a little difficult for me. It's like a learning curve that goes along with it. But yeah.
Sweet.
Can I tell a guitar story about just like on the subject?
Yeah.
So this is why you don't bring a guitar out at a party. There's this guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's a nice guy. But he tried to pull the asshole move of like, there's a really cool part. I think you were there, maybe.
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah.
It was at our friend Brian's house. He had a barbecue, and I'm not gonna say the kid's name.
You want to so bad.
I want to so bad because I tell the story all the time. People don't really know what I'm talking about. But
hey, like if gossip is gonna get us more listeners, like
the tea,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even someone I'm directly friends with, but friends of friends might listen to this and be like, "Oh, why?"
Yeah.
So what happened?
You know what? Keeping the name silent makes it apply to anyone else who's in the situation and any other person who does the same thing.
I'm sure this has happened, but not to this extent. My man came up to me. He's like, "Yo, I got my guitar in the car." We were just talking music shit, and I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I do this, I do that." He's, you know, whatever, just having a regular, normal conversation. And he goes, "Yo, I got my guitar in the car. If you want to just like play some shit." And I'm like, "Nah, that's not the vibe, bro. There's like a lot of people here, and like the music's already playing. Like we got a good thing. Everyone's been drinking all day. We're all drunk as fuck. Like everyone's been drinking. Like it was a barbecue. Like it's like 8, 9 at night. Everyone's been drinking all day. All my friends are there. I'm like, no, let's not like draw attention. It's annoying." And he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna go get it. I'm like, "All right, you do you, bro. You got it." And he brings a guitar out, so of course, like some girls are like, "Oh my god, a guitar! Like, yo, could you play this?" And he could only play Oasis. He could only play Wonderwall and like one. God. I don't know if it was like one of those like Jason Mraz, Jack Johnson songs. That was his whole. That's all he had in his arsenal. She's like, "Oh, can you play a John Mayer song?" He's like, "Nah, but maybe you can look up the chords, whatever." And then everyone's kind of looking at him like, "Yo, whose man's is this? Why would he do that?" Like, and then he looks at me. He's like, "Oh yeah, Jose, you want to play something?" I'm like, "I'm good. Nope, I'm all right, bro. You got it." And then he goes to my boy Alex. He's like, "Yo, Alex, you want?" He's like, "No, I'm good." And then my other friend, he's like, "No, I'm good." And he's like insisting now because now he's like, "Okay, now everyone's paying attention to me, and I'm embarrassed, so I need to drag everyone else down with me." And I'm like, "Nope, no sir." He gets up, he's like, no, tries to hand the guitar over, slips, and fucking falls on his guitar.
Oh no!
And it explodes into a million pieces.
Oh no!
I've never seen anything like it. So dude just like absolutely destroyed it. It makes like a ding sound, the whole thing breaks.
Oh.
This shit is like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, bro. Like this shit exploded. And then he's just sitting face down, shaking his head. He's like, "I broke my fucking guitar. I fucking broke it." And I had to run away because I was laughing so hard.
Oh my god.
I opened the door to my friend's house, closed it, fell on the floor laughing. I was like, that was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
And he like, I came back outside and he's holding the neck of the guitar and is like, like trying to fix it up. Just like,
that's so sad.
Bro, but we were all, once we realized he wasn't hurt, like we were all, I laughed. I've never laughed that hard in my entire life. But then that dude was a dick the rest of the night, so we were kind of just like, all right, fuck you and your guitar.
Oh my god.
He
didn't go home after that? He stayed.
He stood. And then he
what
just
did
like,
he slip on?
I don't
These are the questions
depending on who you ask, some people will say dog shit.
Oh.
And I really, my friend told me, he's like, "Yo, remember when he slipped on dog shit?" God. I was like, "Yo, he slipped on dog shit?" That's, I don't know, because my friend did have a big ass dog.
It wasn't a banana.
Nah, if it was dog shit, that makes it even funny.
Doubly worse.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
That's for dog shit in the open wound.
I've never laughed that hard in my entire life, and that's why you don't bring out an instrument if people aren't asking you to play, or there's not an agreement that you are going to play an instrument and jam with somebody.
This has been a PSA by Jose Velez.
Don't do it.
So, name some wrestlers.
Oh, damn. All right. Shit. I gotta think back. I gotta think forward, actually. I should start thinking forward.
Yeah.
The Big Show?
Yeah, the Big
Was
Show.
one of them?
He has.
The Big Show.
Brendan, you're not even checking the list.
What about Booker T?
I know,
Is Booker T champion?
No, because Booker T only won the World Heavyweight Championship.
How impressive. Wait, you know all these in your head, Brendan, by name?
Yeah, like I there's a couple I have to like look up, but like most of them I was also looking at the list today.
Goldberg?
So. Goldberg has one. I think he has. Let's see.
Goldberg, right?
I think so. Yeah, because
Lex Luger.
Let's see.
Is that supposed to be like Lex Luthor?
No, like Lex Luger, I think his name is.
But did he do that on
Like the
purpose?
steakhouse?
Lex
Maybe.
Luthor?
Peter Luger's Lex Luthor.
Nope. Sorry.
No?
Neither of
That's
those.
a no-go.
Nah. Nope.
Shit.
Electric shock.
Yeah.
what you get.
Shit,
You're wrong
dude.
on this podcast.
Imagine? I would never.
Someone forgot to whip the sponge.
Oh, I can't.
It's the Milgram experiment.
Yo, I can't. I can't come to the podcast. My mom said no. My mom said I can't get shot. Sorry.
We won't shock you this time, we swear.
Yeah, nah.
I'm sick.
Maybe
You guys ever
we'll
think of-
waterboard you, but
Do you think
that's
people would,
nothing.
do you guys know any like weird people that would sign up for that? Not weird, but like different people that would sign up for that
Comedians.
shit? Comedians?
Comedians would definitely do that. Like,
Would get shot?
they would do it for no fucking money. Comedians will do like the craziest shows.
That's
like,
what it seems like, bro. Cause that's
They
what
are
like,
so
comedians.
desperate.
Yeah.
They
Like,
do their profession.
chill.
Getting no very.
I guess that is the joke. The joke is if you're just like, I'll do it for free. I'll fucking throw
They do a lot
pie
of-
in my
yeah.
face and
I'll
I'll,
do anything.
I'll,
Laugh at
I'll,
me.
I'll shove a nail down my foot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, comedians are wild, bro.
Yeah.
The shit they like Andy Kaufman, like some of those guys who just take it way too
What if
far.
they just
yeah.
had WWE, but it's all comedians and it's just wrestling?
Well, Andy Kaufman was like involved with wrestling. Like him and Jerry Lawler, who's a wrestler, they got into like a real life feud.
He
yeah.
slapped the fuck out of shit. He
Yeah.
slapped the
He's
fuck
the
out of
only
Andy
one
Kaufman,
there
bro.
having
It was
any-
crazy.
John Stewart was feuding with John Cena for a while. They, like,
Oh.
yeah, and like. There's like Freddie Prinze Jr. was a writer for the WWE for a long time.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah, and then they have a lot of like other
That's
athletes,
bizarre.
like Floyd Mayweather came in for a big fight with the Big Show, and like, it was like a
Wow.
big pay-per-view event, and
I remember that.
yeah, and,
Pay-per-view.
yeah,
Jeff Hardy.
yeah.
Nice.
Yo, that man jumps off of like 20-foot ladders on a regular basis.
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah,
couldn't imagine, bro.
I don't like heights.
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero. Yeah.
No, yeah, Jordan's not a fan of heights.
Yeah, nah. I guess I couldn't be a wrestler just because I'm not because I'm not fucking strong and muscular enough, you know.
Because he's
'cause I
fucking
totally
ripped,
am.
guys. You can't see this
'Cause
because
I
of the
totally
podcast. Jose is bursting out of his shirt right now. He's got so many muscles.
Yeah, I have too many muscles.
Yeah, you got muscles.
Some would say I have too
Muscles.
many muscles.
Yeah.
It's like we're building his profile right here.
Nah, it's just because I was a kid. I was like, "There's no way I could just be around giant people and get slammed on the floor."
Yeah.
It's horrible.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Just the amount of
It's
like
too scary.
pain. Chris
I mean-
Benoit.
I don't think.
Wall.
I think so. Like the WWE.
I said it. I was like, "Wait."
Has there been a doc that's come out yet? Has the talk?
Yes.
There's been many.
They did a Dark Side of the Ring episode about
Yes.
Chris Benoit. It's really good. They get really deep into it and have a lot of people who were like around that situation. And that's another one that like
Some horrible shit.
yeah, it was
man.
very questionable the way that like a lot of that stuff was handled too. And like,
Would you want to explain the situation for people who
Yeah.
don't know?
so Chris Benoit was a wrestler. He wrestled in like a lot of different promotions. He was in ECW, WCW, WWE. He was a world champion, not a WWE champion, but he was a world champion at one point.
What about Bret Hart?
Bret Hart was a WWE champion.
Yes, sir.
And Chris Benoit was like very like well respected and loved by the people that he worked with, and he was very successful. And he was supposed to show up to a pay-per-view event for a title match and just never showed up, and they replaced him, and no one knew why. And then information came out later on that him, his wife, and his young child were all killed in their house. And then the next night, so like the pay-per-views are on Sunday, the next night on Monday Night Raw, Vince McMahon, kind of like with the situation earlier with Owen Hart, Vince McMahon gets on TV and he says, "We will not show a regular Monday Night Raw. We will just have a tribute to Chris Benoit because he passed away, and this is not a storyline." And also, to make matters worse, Vince McMahon was in the middle of a storyline where before this all happened, he walked out to his limousine on camera at the end of an episode, and the limousine exploded, and they pretended like Vince McMahon died in the TV show.
Oh.
So he had to break the reality of being a dead man in order to announce a real person died.
Gig is up.
Yeah, and so they did an entire 2-hour episode of
That's
tribute
also
to
up,
Chris
yeah.
Benoit.
Yeah, oh no.
Yeah, and then the next day, more information came out, and they realized that Chris Benoit actually murdered his wife and child, and then killed himself. And then Vince McMahon came on the next episode of a TV show, it was ECW, on Tuesday night, and he said, "We aired an episode yesterday. We found out more information about Chris Benoit. He will never ever be mentioned in WWE ever again. Enjoy this wrestling
And
show."
his history's wiped.
And they-
like
and-
you can't find.
No.
Yeah, like you can find like bootleg clips on YouTube, but like on the WWE services, there's no footage of him. They won't even show wrestlers who are very popular winning these big events against him because they will not show him at all.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Do you think
His
it
brain.
was? I was gonna ask, is it all the brain trauma?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did
The
a
concussion.
they did a scan of his brain after like when they're doing the autopsy, and like I think he had the same, like his brain was equivalent to like an 80-year-old man with Alzheimer's because he did a move where he would literally jump off the top rope and smash his head on someone's body, and that was it was all like fun and good playing when they would
messed up.
until they realized he was like a murderer, and like everyone was surprised because apparently he was very nice and like very like again, that people liked him and thought he was like a good family man, and then he did this thing, and it was just crazy. So Chris Jericho has been a WWE champion,
and Edge,
and so has Edge.
That's happened so many times with like football players.
Yeah, Aaron Hernandez, and shit like that. And like, I feel like it just drops off all of a sudden. Like, it just becomes too much to bear, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, what can I do besides like go fucking insane and like kill somebody and rip somebody's head off, because like that's what they were trained to do for so long.
Dude, there are stories that are just that's not. I don't think that'll stop. We were having a conversation, Jordan, where you feel like the NFL is going to be obsolete. Was going to go exist like you? It's just an American sport.
Like,
but
I'm not confident
how are they going to hold that up
now? Yeah. Just like because it made it through the pandemic.
So many people will be out of jobs.
It's too big to fail at this point.
It's huge, yeah.
Like to advertise in the Super Bowl.
But I think lacrosse will eventually take over once
it
becomes more accessible.
That's crazy. But the NFL
want to see
though,
violence, but they don't want to see somebody get
how does that sustain?
How
does that sustain?
I don't know. That's a hot take, bro. That's a scalding hot take.
Yeah. What do you guys?
If it becomes more like accessible to like everybody to play lacrosse, I think lacrosse will become more popular. But right now, the best athletes don't play lacrosse. Like,
I can't take lacrosse serious.
Yeah, lacrosse.
Also, though, it is the
they're both they're both exclusionary. Like you can't shop at lacrosse and you can't play lacrosse if you don't have enough money.
But it's also the Native American sport.
It's ableist. Yeah, it is a Native American sport.
So like it is the most American sport out of all sports.
That's true.
Yeah. What do you think about the XFL?
I mean, like, that shit is a
what is
disaster.
The XFL
to come back, right?
Yeah, so the XFL was a rival football company.
You explain that? I'm going to go pee.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have to.
So,
you know where it is, right?
Yeah, I do.
So the XFL was a rival...
Everybody on this podcast now knows where the bathroom is?
Yes. All right, everyone, if you have to go to the bathroom, wherever you are, just get up, walk down the hall, and take a left. That's the bathroom now. No matter what your house looks like, that's your new bathroom. So
XFL.
The XFL, it was a rival football league that was created to rival the NFL, and the NFL was very big. And then Vince McMahon was very cocky and created a football league that failed abysmally, and then it was just gone. And then it came back and was revived, like I guess like 2 years ago. And then the pandemic happened, and then it didn't. It like went out of business again. They bankrupt. But then The Rock and several other of his producing partners, they bought the XFL, and now they're getting ready to reboot it. Like once like people are able to go to live events again. So
wow.
Yeah, but it's never been a success, and they just keep trying to bring it back. Yeah.
Wow, they have enough money fueling that.
I guess The Rock. The Rock a lot. Like I don't know how much of the Rock's own money he's investing in that, but The Rock makes a lot of money in a lot of different ways,
yeah,
and that's what has allowed him to be as successful as he is. Like he still makes merchandise money from WWE, which is a huge thing. Like, T-shirts are huge with wrestling, and like even at like a low independent level, the wrestlers, a lot of them don't make money off of the show. They make money by getting beat up, going to the merch stand afterwards, and standing all beat up and selling T-shirts because someone's like, "Oh, you fucking kicked ass out there. I'm gonna buy a shirt with your face on it." And like in WWE, it's just like the highest level of that. So, and like The Rock makes a lot of money off of those Fast and Furious movies. He's a producer on a lot of stuff. He's got a TV show, like we said before. So he's churning the money.
Soon to be president.
Yeah, watch out for The Rock, man. He's up and coming. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Look out for him.
We hear good things.
Where can we watch some amateur wrestling nearby us? Is there any place that you guys know of? Like, once the coronavirus is over, I think we should go.
They would have stuff at Prudential.
I'm gonna find some low-key boxing matches.
Yeah.
My other job, probably.
Yeah, so I was actually supposed to go to a wrestling match, like a local wrestling match in Suffern, New York. Like, literally, it was like a week before the week that everything all got locked down. And like, they're not really around as much anymore, but they pop up and they're still around. Like, I know East Coast Wrestling is like a local one close to us, and there's like I was in a movie theater once, and the guy came up to me and was like promoting a local, like, it was a New York City local, so it's local to New York City people, but not big. A promotion, and like they're all around, and like there's like more of them now probably than there has ever been. So you can definitely find them out there.
I just want to circle back, Jordan, if you want to drop that, if you want to plug that, because he may be a next guest that we have.
Oh,
this episode will be public, but for people who are Patreon
I was just
members.
referencing Tim Witherspoon Jr. I don't know how much you're into boxing at all.
Not as much as I should be.
Yeah, his dad was Tim Witherspoon, like the heavyweight champ.
Oh, wow.
And he has a podcast on the LNH Studios podcast network, Young Black Suburban.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to be a guest on Sessions with Mary Jane soon.
That's sick.
It's probably going to be a Patreon episode, so you guys might want to pay that $5 a month or $10 a month if you guys want to get some live shows. Patreon.com/Late Night Hump.
This
is a free episode.
And a movie. Our movies that will be dropping soon. You can get all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do it. That's where the real freak shit is.
That's right.
It's for the real freaks.
That's right. Real freaks gotta pay for the real freaky shit.
Give them money, man.
Yeah.
Give people money.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jose.
Honestly, yeah, maybe more people should just like hand $5 bills out to
People should give out money to things
cash,
that they
yes.
believe in or things that they're curious about.
I wish Joe Biden would give out money, but like specifically
Yeah.
$1,400 would be nice.
Specifically $2,000.
Yo, Joe Biden, if you're listening, bro, run your fucking pockets, bro. Run your fucking pockets, Joe Biden. I have student loans still. There's kids still in fucking cages, and you still didn't give me my fucking $2,000. You lowered it to $1,400, so you owe me $600, and with the interest, it's $750. So run my fucking money, Joe.
I feel like Joe Biden compromises between a bunch of like very popular things on something that's unpopular. Like and then everybody just goes behind him because he's Joe Biden, and they're just like, "Yeah, this is right.
Man,
yeah,
fuck
we
Joe.
gotta do this."
Fuck Joe Biden, bro, man. I hate this shit.
That's right.
I hate this shit.
That's right. If you hate Joe Biden or you hate politics or news in general, we have a daily morning news show that I'm promoting at this very moment. It's called The Morning Shower.
Yeah.
So sometimes Joe Biden does stupid shit, and we talk about it and make jokes about it.
Yeah.
Like a year ago, we thought Bernie Sanders was gonna be our nominee.
Nope.
It's so fucking sad to
Yeah.
think back and think like, oh wow, he has so much momentum. He won the first 3 contests.
Yeah, but you know, but at least before I die, I'll remember. I'll know that Jordan and I both dressed up as Bernie Sanders for Halloween.
That's true.
I did my part. I also typed Bernie Sanders in the first time, and he wasn't
Survived a heart attack.
I voted for him anyway when it was between Hillary and Trump. I voted for Bernie.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Run your pockets, Joe Biden. I'm not fucking playing with you, bro. All we got is fucking bombs in the Middle East, bro. I didn't get shit. People are about to get evicted and we're bombing Syria. Fuck you, Joe Biden.
That's right.
I hope you hear me.
I feel like it's a weather forecast when there's like just bombs in Middle East. You're just like, oh yeah, it's just.
He brought that shit back, man.
It sounds terrible.
It's like, yeah, we bombed Syria, whatever. Anyways.
Like it's just a usual, or it happens or whatever. It sucks. It sucks.
It's
honestly.
retro. It's hip. It was the thing we used to do, and now
It's
we're
more
doing it
American
again.
than baseball, bro. Bombing the Middle East and fucking
family,
baseball.
I know
That's all we
family,
got.
you who are in Iran and stuff, and like that shit's just like crazy that you just lived. People live through that.
That shit's
People,
horrible.
Civilians are there when that fucking happens.
It's wild. We love this shit though, bro. We did it, Joe. Joe, we did it. We fucking did it, Joe.
We did it.
Got dropping girl boss bombs on fucking. I hate this shit, man. I hate this shit.
This is Twitter minds. This is Twitter
Yeah,
mind
bro.
right
Like
Sorry.
this shit on internet mind, cause like yo, that shit breaks it down. You see some
I
takes
love
on Twitter,
this.
and it's
I'm
just like
enjoying this so much.
it's just like yo, everyone's
going.
glorifying this shit. I'm like. The way they're talking about like migrant children in cages, like they're wording it like, oh, they're more humane than the other cages. I'm like, there are fucking children who are being treated like fucking animals, bro.
Yeah.
Like we're not so we think we're better than like the past. Like we're not better than we were when we were fucking putting Japanese people in internment camps.
Yep.
Like this shit's happening right now, but
Yeah.
we could just like spin it. They're like, oh no, Daddy Joe got it. Daddy Joe is treating these kids nicely, like not like the other immigrant kids. Like Obama had it, fucking Trump had it, and now Joe Biden has it, bro.
It pisses me off how people like get so deep into the conspiracy wormhole. They're just like, yeah, there's this, there's that going on, there's this going on, and I'm just like, nah, it's like just the thing that's happening is just bad enough.
Yeah.
Like what they tell us in the literal newspapers is just bad enough. Like you are a fucking moron for following this wormhole because like it is the other thing. It's the other thing that is the bad thing. Like it's already happening. They're saying it right to you. They're literally telling you that people are still doing bad things, and you're just like...
It blows my mind, because those guys that are so deep... Well, not guys, just like not exclusively men, but just like people who are just so lost.
No, it is men, because like...
A lot of it
women
is.
have to be practical. They need to be practical.
There are women who are cray-cray.
They are, but like...
Like
it's
QAnon
very
people,
different.
bro, who are just like,
Yeah,
oh, there's a secret... And I'm just like, no, black people are getting killed by the police. Like, oh, no, they're not. No, they're not. Black people aren't getting killed disproportionately by the police. That's not true. That's not true. But this fucking aliens and like fucking Jeffrey
Jewish
Epstein and all this
laser,
other shit, and the Jews control the banks. I'm just like, no, people are getting murdered disproportionately by the police, and they're like, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
You know, but they'll just like go way left field on some shit that may be true.
They
I
just
don't know,
don't
but
live
like
in the same reality. They just don't. I don't know. I don't know if it's even worth convincing. You can't even change those people's minds. Like they're just past a point.
But they think they're living in a better place than North Korea.
yeah, it's crazy.
They're just like, North Korea's terrible. They're getting so much propaganda.
Yeah, people live in shithole,
baby.
These people live in shithole countries.
Because they're just stupid.
It's on both sides though, bro. Because like everyone was like shitting on fucking like Kamala and fucking Joe Biden when Bernie Sanders was still a choice, and then everyone just flipped. And it's just like, yo, we're talking in the time of like Black Lives Matter and just like all this like police reform that we want going on. We hire the fucking cops to be vice president.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris is the cops, bro. She was like putting people in jail for like $10 worth of weed, like life sentences for weed.
Yeah.
And just like going on Power 105 in New York. And when she was asked like, do you ever smoke weed? And she's like, like, yo, you lock people up and you're entertaining a question about marijuana. You're entertaining it because you're appealing to a certain audience that probably smokes weed.
You have to wear many masks. Politicians are chameleons. They're always jumping back and forth. Majority of them, at least. Like, you can't...
This is why we can't glorify these fucking people, though, bro. Because everyone's just like, I'm like, yo, these people are fucking... If you feel like you have to be in control of something... Like, you're fucking sick. There's something wrong with you where you think that you're important enough that you can run a country or, like, dictate people's life. There's something fucking wrong with you. And we shouldn't glorify this shit.
But you don't think it would be chaos if it was just run by people? Don't you think there's a necessary hierarchy?
I don't think, like, there should be, I guess. I don't know. We're not, like, we can't be left to our own devices, but at the same time, like, AOC shouldn't be selling fucking T-shirts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people shouldn't have merch.
I disagree.
I don't know, man, because like
merchandise, because like she makes money for her to get reelected so that she can beat the terrible candidates who are going to be put up by Andrew Cuomo's Democratic Party.
But it's like, why do we give a shit?
She's also going to get absorbed by the system.
She's going to be one of those.
We don't know that yet.
Give a shit, but she's the
true.
closest to getting us what we want.
I get, and I think like the AOC shit representation is so important. To see a Latina woman from the Bronx, like not the Bronx, she's like from Queens or one of those districts over there, or Upper Manhattan. I forget honestly.
She's from the Bronx.
She's from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Just to see that representation is important. Like seeing a female vice president is important. Like representation is super important. But like I don't think we should like glorify these people the way that we do because people like lose friendships and people like don't talk to parents. Like people just like cut people off for having like different opinions. Discourse is fucking important, and this is the shit we should not be fighting about. Like people who don't give a fuck about us. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like if we disagree, like if you're racist, yo, stay the fuck away from me. That's it. If you're racist, stay over there. I'm not gonna come for your job. I'm not gonna do any of that shit. Yo, just stay the fuck away from me. That's your reality.
The hard thing is though, when the compromise is like, when you're just like, oh, we have to like have the discourse, we have to compromise. It's always like, who could get the last punch?
Right.
And like a lot of times, it's like the Nazis who get the last word, and then you're just like, well, no, you didn't want to compromise. You just wanted to wait until I was done talking to get the last word.
That's true. It's difficult, man. But like talking about human things and not politics of people, that's how you get to know people.
Yeah.
When you're talking about music, you're talking about food, that's when you get to know people. If I'm arguing with you about Trump or fucking Biden or whatever, I don't give a fuck about these guys. So they don't give a fuck about me. So why should I give a fuck about them? And why are we arguing because of two people who are stronger than us? You know what I'm saying? Like who have more influence than we ever will. Why are we fighting about that shit? It's stupid. Just the identity politics shit is crazy to me. And people, it's like anything else, like how we were talking about like separating the art from the artist. It's just like, yo, if you cap for Joe Biden, like people were going strong for fucking Joe Biden. And now he's doing some foul shit. And people are still going to back him because it's like, yo, I can't look stupid because I put all my chips in one basket. I was like, yo, Joe Biden, whatever. And now he's like, you know, it's like any other politician. They just fucking lie, man.
Yeah.
And it's not something that we should fight over. Like, if someone's mistreating somebody and you see that shit, then call them out. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay away from that person. But, like, if you're not in a position to hurt somebody or in a position to take things away or whatever, it's really, you got to just brush it off, I think.
Yeah.
You know? And it's easier said than done because people are going to say shit that pisses you off. Like, there's family members I don't talk to because of this shit. But, like, it shouldn't be that way. It definitely shouldn't be that way. Because half the time, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. It's like, yo, why am I this mad about some shit that doesn't apply to me? You know what I'm saying?
Do you get this heated about wrestlers?
Nah, not really.
Can I? Do you want to know how many you have on your list?
Yeah, I would like to know.
So you have 1, 2, 3.
You weren't
4,
numbering
5,
them?
6,
You were
7,
just
8, 9, 10, 11,
Nah,
12,
he's just
13,
writing.
14,
He's high.
17, 18, 19.
19.
You are 19 wrestlers high.
I'm not as good as this at this as I thought I would be.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. A lot of people come into this and then they realize they're high, and then they.
But 19's a good number.
19's pretty good.
That's a good
That's
number.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good number.
Can you get to 20?
I could probably get to 20, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how many you think you have?
I think I got 20 in me. I'm trying to think of recent.
20 more? Nice. It's a very high bar. All right, let's do it.
Just one more.
We'll be here all night,
20.
man. Let's fucking go.
I got time, bro. If you want to just sit here and just
It's gonna cut it.
watch
to
me
hours,
drink more
but we could do a
beers.
new song.
Yeah.
Watch me drink more beers.
Yo, I want you to drink beers for days.
Get
so-
stupider. Just get progressively more dumb. You
Yeah,
know?
let's do it.
Let's just get stupid.
Yeah.
How long do your podcasts usually run? You said 2 hours?
2 hours is like
Hour
long
and a
end,
half,
yeah.
and 2
Yeah.
hours is the long end. Yeah.
We try to do Rogan numbers?
That's right, we are.
You
We're
trying
going
to do Rogan?
316, baby.
You have to have energy though. We have drugs to keep our energy up. I feel like
That's-
the coffee and the beers help.
Yeah,
us,
you guys
like,
got
have a
coffee,
different
so
energy.
you're in another
geeked.
level.
Yeah.
I'm fucking
Yeah.
zooted right now.
So
bro.
you name sweaty,
I'm off
half
this-
naked men as long as you can think of them. Come out of your mouth.
I want to say. God damn.
There's someone we've been talking about a lot that you haven't specifically named as.
Is it Daniel Brock Lesnar? Did I say Brock Lesnar?
No, you did not. Brock Lesnar is one of them.
Brock Lesnar, baby.
Yeah, he's the exception. He made the crossover. He was dominant in wrestling, and he also kicked ass in UFC, which usually people are like, oh, like the fake wrestler, they're not gonna be able to do it. And he showed them. He fucking destroyed
Do you watch
people.
UFC?
Not really. I watched it when I was younger because it was just the thing to do. It was the alpha thing to do. Just watch dudes
Alpha.
beat the shit out of each other.
I don't get it.
Stand outside of a Buffalo Wild Wings because you were
Yeah.
too poor. So sit at Buffalo Wild Wings,
Yeah.
so you'd be at the Palisades Mall standing outside the gate like
That's
a bunch of
nice.
fucking idiots. Being like, yeah, watching some shit you don't actually
Yeah.
understand. Like, you don't know the rules. It's just like big ass dudes punching each other in the head and kicking each other in the head.
Yeah, I
and
don't
choking
know
them.
the rules. What are the rules in wrestling? Are there
It
rules?
depends. It depends on the match.
Depends on the stipulation.
Yeah. So like the general rule is like you fight and there's like certain things you can't do. You can't like low blow. You can't poke them in the eye.
Yeah.
But like it's all the referee's discretion. And like generally you can't use outside weapons. But like if you have like a manager in there who's distracting the referee, you can get away with it
Oh
and
my
cheat.
God.
Yeah.
Wait, what about the refs? Yeah, what's there? I want a documentary on the wrestling refs.
So the refs are the most underappreciated in wrestling because they are literally like organizing everything that's going on. They're the ones that are keeping time and they're the ones that are keeping the wrestlers involved. And like if one wrestler gets hurt,
They're also independent contractors?
oh yeah, everyone.
Probably.
Yeah, literally everyone except for Vince McMahon. Even probably Vince McMahon's children are probably independent. Please
And
flip to
he's-
side B.
And he's all his family are just independent contractors, and he's like what? He's also just in charge of HR. He's everything.
Basically, yeah.
He's the man.
'Cause Vince, you want about separating the art from the artist? Vince
But
McMahon
right,
has done
so
some shit.
refs. That's yeah, they don't get a lot of credit.
Yeah, because they're not just like really. Because a part of it is also like wrestlers be really good at not seeing shit and then like
Yeah.
be able to. Because like their whole thing is that they have to be able to pretend like they didn't see shit happen, even though like someone's like giving someone a low blow or hit someone with a steel chair in the face, and then they have to just be
Yeah.
they're
They're
the
also
one.
actors.
They're the middleman.
It's really some like physical comedy shit. It's really at some point it's like Three
True.
Stooges.
Yeah.
Like Waka Waka, I didn't see it. I didn't see shit.
Yeah.
Someone gets kicked in the nuts, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, didn't see it."
And they've done the same bits since wrestling started. Like it's like they evolve and they change and they make something's cooler, but a lot of it is just the same
It's
shit.
the secret sauce, bro.
Yeah.
Don't change the recipe.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, any more?
Oh, any more wrestlers?
Yeah.
I want to say, fucking damn, man. I'm blanking.
I mean, 20's pretty good. Like 20's
No,
pretty good.
you kicked ass. That was a 2-hour episode.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Left it all on the table. Left it all on the
Congratulations.
the court. Somebody brought in a chair and hit you over the head.
I
You just died on the field.
I would love that.
Thank
On
you.
the
I
field?
would love
In
to
the
be
ring?
concussed.
Yeah, in the ring. Yeah.
If someone would concuss me, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to get hit with a foreign object.
That's all we
Over
all
under
want.
3 concussions. Everybody in this
Oh my
room.
God.
I think everyone needs one. I have zero.
Oh my God.
Actually, I've never been concussed.
I don't think I've ever had one, no.
No, not that I know anyway.
I wonder
That's
how much
true.
brain injuries I've had because like I got into a car accident. I also like played football as a defensive lineman when I was
Damn.
like 5, 6.
Wow.
Years old?
No, 5.
Millennium.
5'6". So I was very small. So I basically just rammed people. That was like how I did that.
I was like, what?
And then also I played catcher in baseball. So like baseballs would come back and ricochet and hit my head.
That's a lot, bro.
So like
What
maybe
kind
I
of
got
first
some
grade
CTE.
Warwick bullshit?
I never sustained.
Like,
I've never sustained a head injury. Like, I've never been punched in my face. I'd be a very different person. I'd be a really different person if someone would just punch me in my face.
I always made jokes.
Yo. First thing I would think of is you'd break your glasses.
Yeah.
I would not want someone to punch me in my face.
You should never punch me.
Depends on the knuckle, but this is all plastic and it's hard. But like still, or that would really hurt you.
Yeah.
But also,
your
you can
hand.
smudge my lens. What's going on?
It's
I got lucky, man.
Ask me to remove my glasses before you punch me.
I should have been punched in my face 1,000 times.
Wow.
I feel like someone should have just rocked me once, and I would be so different.
Do you wish someone had punched you?
I don't wish, because like it's something hilarious to brag about. Because people
Were there moments where you thought it was gonna happen?
Yo, there was a time in my life where I was such a piece of shit, and I would just
Was I'm sorry,
instigate.
high school?
Nah,
Older?
in high school I was
Yesterday.
like weird. I was like quiet and like I hit like 19, 20. I was like, yo, no one could tell me shit. I was like, yo, no one could tell me nothing, bro. I would do whatever the fuck I wanted. Like people would just like.
Oh gosh,
People-
your poor family.
Yeah, I never did it with my family though. I never did it at home. It was always just out.
Oh, that's good.
Because like if you talk with enough bravado, people leave you the fuck alone. And like I had to be that way because I was DJing. And when you're DJing, people talk to you like you're fucking crazy. Like when I was doing the PA shit, people talk to you like you're fucking crazy, and you're just like, nope, this isn't right. I'm setting a boundary.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be crazier than you because I am crazier than you.
Life lesson: set boundaries in whatever job you have.
Yeah.
With all people you meet, because otherwise you'll be hating yourself for not having boundaries, and they'll take advantage of you, and then you'll have to. Go back on that and quit and be pissed.
Jose,
Don't be hyper aggressive though, because that's what I was doing, and that shit. I'm very lucky that I didn't get hit because I was talking cash shit to people who were way bigger than me. People who could have probably really hurt me, and I just out crazied them enough. It's like that episode of Hey Arnold where he starts beating the shit out of himself.
I'm crazy.
Yeah, except I was just talking crazy. Like I would just not change my tone of voice.
Oh my god.
Real quick, one guy one time I was DJing a New Year's Eve party, and he's like, "Yo, you're gonna play this fucking song," and I was like, "I don't know who the fuck you're talking to, bro. I really have no idea who you're talking to because it couldn't be me. There's no way."
Oh my god.
And he's just like, "Nah, bro. I'm on the this is like 3-tier bar. He was on the top balcony. He bought a table." And he was like, yo, if you don't play this fucking song, I'm going to throw a bottle at the DJ booth. And I just got in close, and I was like, yo, if you throw a fucking bottle at me, bro, that shit better kill me. You better fucking kill me with that bottle. What he didn't know is I had like 20 friends with me. I was like, yo, if you don't fucking hit me with that, bro, I'm coming up there with 20 people, with all these fucking people. I'm pointing at the whole bar.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, you're going to get your ass whooped, bro. So that shit better kill me. Don't miss. And he just left. Yeah. He was just like, got together, complained to the manager. The manager was like, what did you say to that guy? I'm like, yo, he threatened me. So I told him I was going to jump in with 20 people.
Yeah. So wait,
Fantastic.
so what's going through your head at that moment when you're saying that? And like you're having that confrontation, like what are you thinking?
I mean this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Is like I actually mean that. I'm like, yo, don't come for me. That's crazy. Don't like threaten me. Because people just say shit. People don't actually want to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I don't want to fight neither. But like I'm not the one who
Bark,
initiated
no
it.
bite.
People talk crazy, but nobody actually wants to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you want to.
Every person that I've seen get arrested is because they were doing like, oh fuck you, like pushing outside of a bar type shit, and no punches get thrown. If like I ever wanted to hurt somebody, if someone ever made me feel threatened, I would just swing and not talk. If someone said some shit that was like threatening me, because it happens a lot when you're like working in nightlife and shit like that. Like the bouncers sometimes aren't there. You know, sometimes you're in a bar and there's no bouncer. And it's just you and whoever you brought with you.
Yeah.
And people talk to you crazy because they get drunk and they're like, yo, I want to hear a Chainsmokers song, and if not, I'm gonna fucking kill
also,
you. Like,
they're intoxicated.
yeah, like you're the
so
DJ, you're a fucking jukebox. You have to
Yeah.
do this, you have to do that. Fuck you. If you don't play this, I'm gonna beat you
But
up.
you're
I'm gonna pour a
person.
drink on your fucking laptop. Like,
Oh, that's never happened.
I've had that shit happen to me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, some guy like what? Some guy just said some shit to me, and I was like, yo, you're a fucking clown. Get away from me. Because he said some stupid shit. I don't even remember what he said to me. Just something so stupid. I'm just like, yo, go away. You're bothering me. I went to go get a drink and say hi to my friend at the bar. He took a fucking beer and poured it on my DJ controller.
Wow.
And I'm assuming broke.
Yeah, my friend was watching. My friend was there. He tried snatching the guy up, but he just ran into the crowd. And I just ran outside and was just like, yo, where the fuck is this guy?
You ever find him?
No, never.
If you're at home, we're going to start a GoFundMe for Jose's laptop.
I've recovered. It's all right. But if you want to give me money, though, please.
Yeah, no, I was trying to hook you up.
Yeah, if you want to give me...
Sweet, he's too kind. No.
It's not under the guise of I need shit. It's just like, yo, if you want to give me money, I'm not going to say no. I do good shit. I'm a good person. Give me some money.
But he wants more of the page to find that guy.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows...
Yo, if you find that guy, I'm not going to disclose where it was and what time or whatever, but if you find that guy who's just bragging about
With the
pouring
information
drinks,
you're working on now, just
please.
this, you have to find that
I want to
guy.
have a word with him.
That's right.
A word.
It's up to you to help this man get justice.
Yeah, but also
Well,
give me money. That'd be nice.
20 on your list. Jose, we gotta thank you just for being on our podcast, for on this episode, for taking on this challenge, and for sharing so many magnificent stories and great life lessons, and just all the information that you know. Just picking your brain.
Thanks for having me.
You want to plug anything? You want to say where to find you?
Damn, man. I don't know. I don't really have anything to plug right now. I'm working on some stuff, so I'm not gonna just shamelessly plug things that aren't finished yet.
Cool.
But give me money. I'm gonna have some content coming out in the future.
What's your handle?
It's at This Is Jose on Twitter, and I don't know my Instagram handle, honestly. I don't know it off the top of my head. There's an underscore. There's an underscore in there. At This Is Jose on Twitter. I'm gonna be putting out hopefully an EP at probably by the beginning of next year. I've been working on an album, so I'm probably going to be putting that out. Little project.
Cool.
And give me money if you feel so inclined. Just for whatever reason, give me money.
Yeah, just
give my friends money though. More importantly.
Yeah, just give everyone money. You know.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
Especially you, Biden.
Yeah.
Run your fucking pockets, bro.
You guys